life's about and what it really means. Nothing's what you thought it was and nothing's what it seems. Always stressed about the world and all the hurt that it can bring. But God is by your side, so don't you worry about a thing. You feel like you're so far away, no one can hear your screams. Even when you're sleeping, there's no comfort in your dreams. You're living while you're learning and the journey can be mean. But God has got your back, so don't you worry about a thing.
Every day just keeps repeating as you're passing through the seasons. Always struggling with something, always battling with demons. If it's happiness you're seeking, just be happy that you're breathing. They say everything that happens to you happens for a reason. Some days will be hard and then some will be even harder. There'll be times when you feel like you just can't take it any longer. But don't think of giving up, cause there's really no need to bother. Anything that doesn't kill you is making you even stronger. Life will rip you open and then pick you apart. You wish you could have known that's how it is from the start. But when you feel like you're alone and things get bitter and dark, just remember that you're a soldier, there's no fear in your heart. You're able and you're capable. Your strength is unmistakable. Your faith is so unshakable. The pain's made you unbreakable. Any situation that you're facing, you can make it through. God planned it to be that way the day that he created you.
You're wondering what life's about and what it really means. Nothing's what you thought it was and nothing's what it seems. Always stressed about the world and all the hurt that it can bring. But God is by your side, so don't you worry about a thing. You feel like you're so far away, no one can hear your screams. Even when you're sleeping, there's no comfort in your dreams. You're living while you're learning and the journey can be mean. But God has got your back, so don't you worry about a thing.
If you put your mind to it, you can be unstoppable. Accomplish any goal you set or conquer any obstacle. Nothing that you cannot do, no problem is unsolvable. Just keep on holding on to hope and anything is possible. Keep on moving forward and stop living in the past. Start spending every minute as if it could be your last. All your dreams you are pursuing, you could get there in a flash. I know that you can do it if you get up off your ass. Time for you to do what you were born to do. The future will have so much more in store for you. At times it might seem like God is ignoring you. If you keep on knocking, he will open up the door for you. This is the beginning, you will hit the ground running. The life that you envisioned, you can feel it now coming. The weight is lifted, you don't have to sit around bugging. God is with you, you don't have to trip about nothing.
You're wondering what life's about and what it really means. Nothing's what you thought it was and nothing's what it seems. Always stressed about the world and all the hurt that it can bring. But God is by your side, so don't you worry about a thing. You feel like you're so far away, no one can hear your screams. Even when you're sleeping, there's no comfort in your dreams. You're living while you're learning and the journey can be mean. But God has got your back, so don't you worry about a thing. God has got your back, so don't you worry about a thing. God has got your back, so don't you worry about a thing.
All right. What's going on, everyone? Steve J and Mo. It is the 26th of January in the year 2021. Awesome. I got Jen, the Shoe Seeker 69 or TTS 69. What's up?
Not much. Been busy today. Got a lot of transvestigation done earlier. People seem to like it. So that was pretty cool. Exhausting, but it was cool.
Yeah, that stuff does take it out of you, you know. It's like you got your Sherlock Holmes little detector on and you're looking for the bad things in the bad places. So obviously it's going to take a little bit of energy out of you, you know. Yeah. Even exposing this stuff, you know, puts a toll on you.
It's the exposing it. And afterwards, I just feel like, ugh. After looking at that stuff and seeing more and more things bleed through that I didn't even notice before. Like when I first started, I didn't notice the skin texture of men and women being different. I mean, I always knew there was something off with their features and their skin and stuff, but you know, delving deeper into it, men have 25% thicker skin than women, and it's tougher. It's not soft and supple like women's skin. And in a lot of these photos that aren't airbrushed, you can actually see that coming through a lot, especially as they get older. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's all part of the deception, and it's set up that way. You know, it's set up for just utter chaos of the mind. You know, subjecting someone to that, and then us trying to tell them, "Hey, that person isn't who you think it is. It's something else. Not even someone else. It's something else," and they can't even fathom that thought. You know, it damages their way of thinking so bad. You know, they can't even approach a topic like that, because they have to reevaluate everything. You know, people look up to Michael or Michelle
Look,
Obama, whatever you want to call it.
sex sells, and lust is a big business. They make shit tons of money off lust, and they're having you deceived in that manner. And the whole thing's a deception. This whole place is a deception, and these are very deceptive suckers of Satan's cock that we're dealing with here. So most people can't go there and think that that could actually be true. But after watching my streams and seeing the things that I show that you can't unsee, kind of like melted buildings and red brick, you just can't unsee it. It's everywhere. And you start to notice that with everything around us, including these Decepticons. And it's better to know who your enemies are than to idol worship these people and project them as somebody that women should emulate when they're not women. And we can never be like them or look like them because we don't have that body structure. We don't have male DNA. So women need to stop body shaming themselves, emotional turmoil of not being able to be fit. And look how these people look the day after they supposedly have kids who walk out in a size 0, no stretch marks. You know, next week they're on the beach in their bikini and stuff like nothing ever fucking happened. It took me a year to lose the weight for my first kid and my first son. And then my second one is just nothing's ever gone back to the way it was pre-baby. Okay. No matter how hard I try. It's just something that happens with women. You know, your hips spread, you know, you get stretch marks, these kinds of things. You know, these are the battle scars of being a mother, I guess you might say. But yeah, the Decepticons don't have that. And to portray themselves as something that can give birth and that they're a mother figure or a female singer or a female sports person or actress or, you know, this type of stuff, it's all fraud. And I think it's a slap in the face to women, real women.
Yeah, well, it's a slap in the face of the creator, first of all. You know, I don't want to dip too deep
Absolutely.
into all this right now, but it's crazy, dude. It'd be one thing if these people got on stage and said, "Hey, I'm Michelle Obama, formerly known as Michael Obama. I got this change back and blah, blah, blah." That would be, you know, not acceptable by any means, but it'd be a little bit more understanding. But these people hide that, you know? They make people worship their caricature.
Yeah, and their kids that they're raising because they're supposedly a heterosexual couple who had these kids, you know, and that whole thing. And it's such a deception on so many levels. And it's so fraudulent. I agree, Marlo.
Yes, you know, and but like you said before, it's sort of like the whole red brick scenario in stone cuts and A-frame buildings and pillared buildings. It's absolutely everywhere. And
everywhere. It had to be red brick.
yeah, it had to be, you know. And you know, I think we'll start by sharing some pictures. Let me see if I can do this and still. Okay, so I can do that. Okay, to make them a little bit bigger. Let's get out of that. Okay, so let me do a screen share. So today I did a little bit of exploring, I guess, just kind of revisiting old sites that I've seen before and just haven't documented. And towards the end of the day, I kind of went to some old sites that I have documented just to, you know, you might miss something or you could hop a fence or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, you know, we got some interesting pictures here. And this here, I had this bigger before. I think I can do it like that. And yes. So, I can't zoom in though. So let's exit full screen. So this is the Ware Town Hall in Ware, Massachusetts. So, I can't zoom in though. So let's exit full screen. So this is the Ware Town Hall. All right. I don't know where she went, but I just got the craziest echo on the back end there. I don't know what that was about. I muted you. I don't know what happened there.
Sorry, Steve. That was my fault. I got to go pick my husband up. I'll be back in 15 minutes.
Okay. You do your thing.
All right. I'll be back.
All right. Cool. All right. So, guys, this here is are we full screen right now? We are full screen. And everyone in the chat here, let me just end that for a sec. Everyone here in the chat, I should have got into you guys first. I appreciate you all being here. bunch of wonderful, great subscribers, and a lot of you guys have motivated me to do more boots on the ground type deal, getting more pictures, because the stuff that I get sent on Facebook and in my emails are just incredible. You know, it's stuff that, you know, we've all seen. It's just, you know, pictures from around the world, and it's just, you know, it's great to see that you guys have taken an understanding. I don't even care if you like this topic. You've taken an understanding to what I feel is true wisdom, true knowledge. You know, besides the Bible and realizing true good and true evil, right from wrong, you know, all that. But here in the physical world, like, this is where the true knowledge, I believe, is at, is the in these old world structures. So shout out to the chat. There we go. 5x5, Joey Butts. That's what I like to hear. All right, and Jen said she'll be back shortly, so let me I'll bring her icon back up, and I'm just gonna put the screen back on here. You guys can see that. Someone said 5x5. I hope we kept that par at standard. And this here is the Ware Town Hall, I believe. Ware, Massachusetts. Where is where? Where is over here? Where? And you gotta love the speed of which the internet likes to load. Let me get it on maps real quick. So this is the little town of Ware, pretty much just in the middle of nowhere. Nowhere. In the middle of the state. That's the big reservoir above it. Even more interesting, it used to be called Weir, W-E-I-R. Weir definition: a fenced or it's a dam. It's a dam. It's pretty much a dam, a little weir. And now it's called Ware. And where is it located? Well, near the state's reservoir. Just found that interesting. Bunch of freshwater streams and little rivers kind of go through there too. I got a lot of pictures to show you guys, so hope you brought your popcorn. And why are we still zooming out? I was trying to zoom back in. I live right over here. Where is over here? I get a lot of crazy buildings way out over here. This is out here in Chester. This is where I got those crazy arches. Up here in Amherst, that's where you got that half church steeple, just the tower part that you could kind of see up here, just sticking out of the ground, nothing else. Very interesting stuff. Incredible cemeteries all throughout here. And if you just follow the Grand Connecticut River down to Hartford, the buildings here in Springfield and in Hartford, some of them are virtually indistinguishable. You'd think they were built by the same person. It's crazy. And they weren't. That's the funny part. You know? I mean, maybe they were way, way, way back then, and they were just founded by different people. Because you see the same architecture, the same structure patterns, the same archaeology, just all that. You just see the pattern for that everywhere. Excuse me while I blow my nose for a sec. All right. Sorry about that. Excuse me there. But you know, I gotta dip into Rhode Island. Very little state, the littlest state we have, and I feel there's a lot more to tell in Rhode Island. Maybe down near the shoreline. I know Providence has some interesting looking buildings. I just gotta get out there. I do need brakes for my car though, so and those run a couple dollars. But I don't know if sulking in the physical life we live. Let's go back a couple years and, like I said, just check that out. You get not even an A-frame, straight like circular frame, like straight medieval. Straight medieval, man. It's crazy. I got a couple more angles of this, and this was very early this morning. They may have said uploaded 3 hours ago, but believe me, they were taken literally 12 hours ago, 13 hours ago. The sun was just coming up over the horizon over there. And yeah, just incredible. Giant structure. The green top indicates it was bronze. It is bronze, and it's just faded away. Or copper. What I keep mixing them two up. Copper. Yeah, it's just a good close up there of some of the interesting little spires on top as well. Little A-frame action. Interesting windows, and then the bricking starts blocking out. It's just strange, like the patterns in this building, of which the evidential heat damage kind of took its toll. Some parts are unscathed, but if you look down towards the foundation, we'll get to those pictures in just a moment, you'll see a much different tale. But look at this, just surrounded by 4 on this side and 4 over here. From above, I bet you it's, like the flower of life or some crap. I don't know. They throw a clock on it and people, oh, it's a clock tower. Yeah, okay. What's going on here? Nothing. Oh, it was loading. Okay. Oh yeah, just more of these. I've never really understood these little windows, because these windows are honestly too small for humans even. Like, this is more of a human-sized window. You really just lookout points on the way up the stairs? I don't know. I really figured that one out. Just another side view of it. You have the Ware Town Hall. Yeah. Just brickwork everywhere. You can't miss it. All throughout this town. It's just, it literally seems like it's one just giant brick building. You got like some weird pillars over here. Very strange. Very, very, very strange. And it kind of builds up to like a circular A-frame almost. Very interesting building. Like I said, it kind of blocks up right here, and it's like looks kind of burnt, or something was dripping. I don't know. Just know you don't build a building like that. Oh, this is along side of the building. Just look at the heat damage along the side of it. Like, yes, obviously weathered, but a whole nother story beneath. Further you go down the hill, it's built on a hill. The entire town of Ware at this point here is on the hill. Interesting little some Antiquitech right there. Looks burnt out. Again, notice the green ridges, your copper, because it was conductive. Most likely a cathode in its time, giving power to buildings nearby that were hooked up to the grid. Just more side shots. You can see how it's going down the hill. Down the hill. It always does. Never fails. And this is the pretty much the entirety of the structure from the side. This is, like I said, in the middle of Massachusetts, and if you could put mountains on here, I don't know if you can, but it's in the hills. Anything like over here is the hills. Anything over here is the hills. The hills have eyes over here, but little mountains over here and whatnot, all the way up too. Very nice landscape layout. And again, look at the green. Very interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. So maybe there's 8 or 6 points that surround this. These people knew about the geometrics of stuff and how all that worked. Just a little half window here. this is just a pretty much a warm up for what I really have in store, because I've got some crazy pictures later that you're gonna be like, why would that be in the United States? Why would this stuff even be here? This looks like this is straight out of like the medieval times, man. This is crazy. It's another shot of the tower. Beautiful, but just out of place. Rebuilding from wars, Great Depressions, plagues all throughout the 18 and 1900s, and this is what we're putting up on our spare time. So why are we living in these wood shacks now, you know? It's another view of the side and how it dips down right into a river. Yeah, it's beautiful. And right across the street, it's another green copper-topped brick building. This is just a side view of this. Get your Antiquitech here, and the thing, you know, great. There's a whole nother layer down there. There's like little bricks underneath the cement. Just incredible stuff. Yes, and the archway itself. I thought I had a better picture. Let's go back one. Look how big the doorway is inside of the archway. Seems as if they just put up these little wooden doors. Make you think they've been there a while. We all know the true answer. Just look at the brick. Some of it's completely missing its motor. I have no real explanation. Maybe just by design, by whoever was here before. It looks rather Aztec or Mayan, perhaps. Very strange. Very strange. And the entire building is stripped in this faded copper, as if it was a conduit of, or a conduit of energy. Yeah, little Antiquitech in there. I don't know what that is. Maybe we caught a spirit or something. That wasn't there when I took the picture. That's crazy. Yes, this is the side view of the building. Yes, and you can see how it just falls like down the cliff, you know, there's nothing there. It's on the side of the hill. Like we see all of these interesting looking buildings. And yes, this here is I think it was St. Michael's or I don't even know, man. All Saints Church, that's right. This is All Saints Church, also in Ware, just up the street. Then you'll see within a block's worth of each other, you'll see the building we just saw with the copper top. You'll see this alleged church, and I'll show you another one, which was just up the road, all within walking distance. It's a good walk, but it's still walking distance. Wow. It just blows me away. A-frame up to a cross, a golden cross on top of copper. So that's that's highly conductive. You got bricks like popping out all along the building. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Yeah, just look at the geometrics in here, the patterns. Just very, very interesting. Sometimes I theorize that the humans in our civilization in this time made this, you know, the windows. I feel like these buildings were possibly 100% hollow back in the day and served no purpose but extracting and sending out energy from the ether, drawing in and outputting pretty much. You get your triple doors. Jen dipped into that a couple streams ago, so maybe we'll have to bring this picture back up. And let me just go to the chat real quick. Is everything sounding okay? All right, cool. Looks like it's coming through fine. What is going on? Drama in the chat. It did look like a small tunnel. They have all been debunked. I have no idea what you're talking about. None of these buildings have been debunked. I would like to see that. Oh, the Mandela effect does not exist, just like Bigfoot. Yeah. Well, that's how you get blocked out of here. And that's how you solve that problem. The user blocks the loser. All right. So carrying on now. Oh, and real quick, and I think I dip into it in another picture, but just notice how the bricks on this building, you could tell these were laid a lot a longer time ago than these bricks. Why is that? It's because they had to build something that looked like it to get to the doors. The stairs are different cement. These bricks are different. These have been here a lot longer. These are probably built in 19, whatever they say this was built, because they had to build something to get up to the doors. People are Freemasons people. What's a Mason? Mason's a builder. It builds buildings, builds structures, architects, you know? If they just found all these buildings and walked into them freely, perhaps, that would qualify them in technical terms as a Freemason. So just keep that in mind. Make sure I'm screen sharing. We are. We got 50 live right now, so shout out to you guys in the chat. Make sure you give this a quick like and a share so that other people can at least ponder the thought that their little history book, the little George Mason history book, has been lying to them for the entirety of their indoctrination career. Just look at this incredible stuff. This is what they're putting up in, 1905 or something. I highly doubt that. Not the humans, at least. Yeah, look at the spire up there. There's like a little window. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, who's hanging up there? That's my first question. Second question, what is all this for? Like, that's crazy. As if you're drawing in energy and then releasing it. I don't know, man. I don't know. There are a couple doubles in here. That's okay. It's for quality purposes. Had shaky hands out there. They didn't have any gloves. Just look at the ornateness of the pattern on the wall, though. Yeah, these look really shitty when they're blown up, but whatever. Look at the scorching. Look at the scorching. I don't know if these are popcorn bricks or if they just, maybe there were some popcorn bricks and there were so many of them, they had to at least make it look natural and they just threw in a bunch. I don't know. Maybe it was part of the structure. These seem to be made on purpose. They go along the entire side of the building. And look at up the A-frame once again. Topped with copper, the entire spire in the back over here. Incredible. Look at that. Look at all the little bulbs on there, I guess you can call them. Little beams. Electric beamers. This stuff way beyond its time. That's what I would call it. This is what I'm talking about. Look. This is like 1900s-ish, years ago. No motor. Something happened. It doesn't just come out over time. Something has to happen. They either get walked on or stampled on or truffled on and blasted with heat perhaps, or a mud flood of that. I don't know. I don't know. The motor doesn't just come out of bricks. Just saying. That's what I was saying. Maybe some of these were originally popcorn and they just started to throw some fake pieces on to make you think. I don't know, man. I don't know. I do not know, my friend. Yeah, look at this little fella. It's at a Catholic church, by the way. You got something with fangs, nice little reptilian-looking neck. It's all good. Come and pray. Yeah, look at that. You got the double smokestack. It's just incredible. What are they building? And this door, by the way, it looks like a regular size door, but it's really not, dude. It's like a 17-foot door. And it was actually this big, and they just put this ornate stuff up here to make you think it's all good. That's what I'm saying. Like the architecture itself doesn't add up to the art that's on the inside of some of these local cathedrals and churches. Because you look at the stained glass windows, and it's like, well, compared to the architecture on the outside of this building, it looks like a 5-year-old made this, So I think different people from a different era made the stained glass windows everywhere. For the most part, the crazy cathedrals and crap in like New York City and London, Spain, Portugal. Those, we didn't make anything of that. But the stuff, you see at your local church that has a 30-foot door, and you go inside, and just the stained glass windows don't add up to what you're seeing. At least in my opinion. And I'm just realizing I have to go get my charger out of the car, so when Jen comes back, we'll definitely go attempt to do that. It's snowing outside. Let me just real quick, I don't want to take too much time away for my sleeping charger needs, but I do have my other one, but it's real fucking shitty, so we'll have to deal with it. And what are we looking at here? Just another more zoomed in picture of the back end. Like I said, just the spire in the middle. Just incredible. Incredible. And the cross. Notice how none of these crosses have the Savior on them. Yeshua, Jesus, whatever you want to call him. Yahshua. None of them do. So what are they really representing? I don't know. And then right across the street, I thought this was an interesting looking building. It's brick for the most part. And you go around back and the brick turns into stone, or maybe it's a stone facade over it or something, because some of the stone's falling off here and you get bricks. It's crazy. Zoom in. Yeah, there you go. Bricks underneath the perceived stone. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy, man. Or maybe this is a pocket of survival and all of these are bricks and they just got beat to shit with heat. And look at that. Where is Jen? Because now I got the 1, 2, 3 little chisel marks there. I've been seeing that all up and down here in the woods of Massachusetts and these stone buildings everywhere. And this here's the library. Doesn't look like much at first glance, I guess. But you got windows in the basement, full-size windows, a door. Look at the size of this door, man. Like, it looks shady. Looks like that's just the door, but the real door was this tall. Look at that window. Takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll call that 7. 7.5 windows to make this one window. That's crazy. That's crazy. What are you building something like that for? Your master bedroom? Oh, wait, that's the library. Right. Right. Freemasons. They just found this and put the word library on top of it. And once again, look how the steps. Completely different era, completely different cut, completely different archaeology. or architecture, I'm sorry, than the entirety of the building, because they found this building and had to make steps up to the door. Something happened, dude. I don't know. It's that simple. If you can't see it, I don't know what to tell you. Look at the little spire on top. They all got these little, like, those are just wing gauges. Oh yeah? Okay. Look up demonic sigils and look up your little wind indicators. You tell me what's going on. Look at these two little pillars. Get your noted A-frame and bang. It's crazy. You just got devastated brick all along the side over here. You can tell maybe some of this was restored over here, perhaps. But over here is all original. You got burn marks up here. No mortar. Beautiful. It's crazy. Stands the test of time. You know, look at this little whatever, you know. And it's funny, they have these little like plaques and crescents everywhere, but they've removed whatever was on there throughout the entirety of this city. Strange. Is it somewhere else they did that today too? I think it was just out here. Yeah, see, where is Jen? That kind of sucks. Yeah, because she'd really appreciate this here. Little water fountain down at the middle of the commons, that down at the center. Just more little zoomed in action on it. Took a little chalice on top, and then it just opens up on itself again and again and again. It's just a flower, perhaps, growing. And like, yeah, look at the car. I'm telling you, this is all just on one giant hill. Just incredible. And look at the gating. You know, even the gate, overly ornate for a gate in a city that didn't seem to have nothing but like crackheads in there. So not much comes out of there. Wow, look at that. They're all like little crowns or something. Incredible. Oh yeah, wow. This is more factories. We were looking at some factories the other day. I think we may have been on Jen's stream, or maybe we were on my stream. We'll have to bring those up later, because it's just crazy. You know, the mills and the factories all along here in the East Coast are, I mean, if you blindfolded me and brought me to one spot and then brought me to another, I would possibly think we're at the same spot. Like, that's how identical these places are. They're all brick. They're all built on or in the water, and there's like random little archways everywhere throughout the water. So, and you can see, I don't know, the sun's kind of glaring me out here, but you can see like the wow, you really can't. It's all just damaged brick down here. It's crazy. Crazy. Look at the waterfall back there. All this natural water between these brick buildings. It's incredible. Incredible. They seem pretty abandoned today, so I just wonder what was happening here before the Industrial Revolution. Wow. And yes, this is on the side. This was, let's go back to, this is right over here. Yes. Little hole, damaged brick, turns right into this stuff right here. Right there. It just turns into it. A scorching event came from the ground in this event, in this scenario here. Very interesting. Somehow there's trees growing out of stones. I don't get that, man. I don't get it. Maybe it's because these stones have electrical properties to it, and this is an electrical universe. Just look how it kind of, all the bricks just turn into this. Just madness. Crazy. And I find something very similar to this at the park near my house that I was trucking through today, getting some crazy images. Yes. Now, does anyone? We're gonna play Where's Waldo here. Does anyone see the real Waldo in this picture? Because there's a couple of strange things over here. You got more of that brick wall I was talking about. That's lining a river for some reason. No big deal. You got all these giant windows all the way up. This is probably a 12-foot window here. I wouldn't even doubt it. But what's very out of place, just very strange, not the whole house on top of the building here. Pay no attention to that. A nice archway, which leads me to believe that there is much more than meets the eye with this building. This might go down another 3 stories, perhaps. Who knows, man? Who knows? What are we building archways for? Very crazy. And water was pouring out of it. It's crazy. I thought the water was coming from up here. Apparently, there's more fresh water beneath this building, in this building. I don't know, man. I don't know. There's more of a close-up on the bricks over here. Just out of place, man. Out of place for the times. The times they say the buildings next to it got erected, And just look at this, how it turns to stone. Like I said, as if the ground was molten or something, and everything just started liquefying and becoming one solid substance. Yeah, you can't miss that, people. How many more of these do we got? Okay, let's go back. Just look at that, out in the distance like it ain't shit. Another archway. What are people going to say? This is for people to bring their boats under, 50, 60, 100, 150 years ago, whenever. Just absolute madness. You see this here?
Yeah, you got a lot of those arches there. It
Yes.
seems like that's crazy looking.
Yeah, just, on the side of an abandoned factory with more water running through it. Yeah, this is only like 45 miles away from where I got the other one, the other day. Same building, pretty much,
I
indistinguishable.
thought it was the same building, Steve. It's 45 miles away.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is in the middle of the woods.
Wow.
Over here is where is it? Yes, over here, somewhere over here is where I got the picture. I'm way over here. I'm a good I'd probably say a good 40 miles. Yeah. Yeah. In the middle of the woods. So what we're doing. Hanging out, big factories, whatever, archways in the fucking, and look at the baseline of this river, canal, whatever this is,
Oh yeah, it's cooked out.
Cooked out from the bottom. Absolutely. Even you got evidence. Look at the building.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good shot right there.
Oh man, I had a good mind to hop this fence too, but at this point I was only wearing my slippers. I didn't plan on going for a drive this morning, but I was like, let's just take a little drive and then end up going for a walk. Just incredible. Look at that, like it's supposed to be there or something. What are they gonna say? This is for them to go under in their boats or something? You can't fit a boat under there.
This water wasn't there originally, and maybe it was just maybe it was a roadway
exactly.
or something.
Something, or
so
maybe
where's this water coming from?
I don't know. I thought, it's coming from in here. I found that out after, but it's for the most part, it's coming from up here. Whole little waterfall system, because from over here you can't even really see the arch. Never mind that when you get over there, there's water pumping out of it. Crazy. Where is it? You can see the water moving out of it. So clear. I don't know, man. Freaks me out. Look at the blocking. Jen.
So
incredible.
Beyond that point, does the water continue, or is it just flowing out of this building? I mean, I don't. It's crazy.
I couldn't really tell you, man. There's just, I don't know. Let's see how many like little rivers are in here. I mean, from what I can tell, there's only really like 2 sources of water, and I don't really think that they're that close together. Yeah, one's like up here and one's out. Yeah, this is where I was on this side of the road. Yeah, I was over here on this side of the road. These little rivers. Yeah. I think it's just one river, Jen. I don't know. That's what I was saying before you came in. I'm like, is there water in this building? Is there water below this building? I have no idea because from what I could tell, the water was coming from way the F over here off frame.
Yeah, the fresh water comes from somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have went across the street to take this picture, but here you can see what is like, a regular window, and then, feet down is just, another regular window. You don't make regular windows for your basements, people. You know what I'm saying? Do you kind of see what I'm trying to get at there?
Oh yeah, that's mud flood for sure. Probably goes down another couple of stories past that.
Yeah. Yeah, and right up the street from all this is you already missed 2 cathodes within walking distance of each other. Here's the third. Jen, they're literally all identical. Just the doors are a little bit different, but this was kind of the icing on the cake for me. Like that's literally a 25-foot doorway.
Wow,
they just put a little crappy wooden one here. And what I was theorizing a little bit while you were off camera was if you go into these places and look around. I'm not talking about like your mainstream, like your big like Catholic cathedrals like St. Petersburg and all. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something like this in the middle of the woods, a kind of a local place that is, incredible for somehow on the outside. But you go inside and some of the artwork doesn't really add up. For me, the stained glass windows and I would just call these mom and pop mud flood buildings, because these aren't really the grand structures you see in the major cities. But, I feel like those weren't there back in the day when these were originally there, because I don't think any of the doors were there. I feel like it was just one wide open, hollow structure. And that's probably what helped it extract and maintain it and disperse its energy, perhaps. I don't think that because, if these were built by the same people who built the building, the windows, they would be so much more crazy, Jen. They have some geometrics to them. I'll give them that. Like the one above it you see there, the circular one, but that ain't shit compared to the building, They're putting copper on top. They're putting gold crosses without Jesus on them. That's a good thing on top of the copper. So
yep, they sure are.
Right. And what's that conducting? The most insane amount of electricity and energy,
Yeah.
And I feel like trapping all of that in a building with the windows would lead to detriment, would lead to some sort of overload. You need to have it free flowing so it can, what would you call it? Because it's taking in energy from the ether and it would disperse it to the neighboring brick buildings,
Yeah, and the whole building being brick, all of this architecture, this high-tech design of the building itself, the geometrics that go into the building, even around the border of the church is brick down there by the pavement.
It's newer brick, though. It's newer brick. Oh, man. Here, let me go back a couple. Keep talking, though. You're good.
But yeah, it all plays into the functionality of these buildings, and we just look at them as simple churches. Well, they're not simple churches, at least not the ones from the past.
Yes. So real quick, look at, right here. This is what I'm talking about. They had to build the for the most part, the porches, you would call it, the stair structures. Those were all built by people in our era, I feel, of timeline and knowledge, because it's completely newer and it doesn't even match up to the bricks. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't build, whoever built these didn't build them. You know why they had to build them? Because they needed a way to get up to the front door if we can get there. Yeah,
Yeah.
All these buildings have doors that are like, a whole story off the ground, and they just put up these, newer brick structures with a little stone stair to make it blend in, make you think it was always there. But then when you go, because that from the front you wouldn't really be able to tell. But you got someone like me with an eye, and we go to the side of it, and we know they're two completely different cuts of brick. This is brand new. Maybe not brand new, but definitely within 100 to 70 years. I mean, this shit over here on the right, this could have been cut and put up 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 years ago.
I agree.
Good bricking, and I feel like the possible Nephilim beings who may or may not have built these buildings, they probably have a good idea what good masonry work looks like and does like, seeing as they've come from a heavenly realm. They're going to make it mostly flawless, and it will withstand the test of time. So that's why they can sometimes get away with putting the fake facade structures on front to lead up to the doorways, because some of the buildings, like we said, haven't even been touched by these X Factor events.
Yeah, some of them, they just don't work anymore because the grid in that area has been melted down, but they're in perfect condition otherwise.
Hey, let me get your opinion on a building like this, because I was really confused walking around today.
Well, that looks like an original wall there, and it looks like it's been really cooked out. And it could have just went up that one side of the wall and didn't get to the rest of it, or they could have redid the front of it. I have to zoom in on the good brick.
Yes, that's what I was thinking, but the good brick's kind of missing its motor up top, It's all fucked up. It's all fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what's even crazier? Let's go over 2 pictures. Look at this, Jen. There's like fucking bricks underneath the burnt stuff, dude. Or is this a pocket of survival? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. That looks like it might have been like a window.
Like maybe this has a Oh, you think so? Because I was thinking maybe this was just a giant, like, white-looking structure, like one of the DC buildings, and then it got beat down to its original brick form. But I think you're right. I feel like maybe it's what we're seeing is just another doorway.
So it could have been bricked off by the regular people,
or a window. Yeah.
But nobody's going to come along and build a wall like that where they're going to use all these oddball stones and stuff. Those stones look like the rest of the building, red brick. That wall had the most heat go up and it totally distorted it and got the mortar all swirling around and stuff. And you'll see these perfect lines of some of them look like they're still in shape. And then the other ones are all misshapen. And some of them are actually gotten smaller in size because they're starting to like melt away from their true form.
Yes. It's just crazy,
Wow.
how
I bet
look
the
at
building has a whole lot going on underground for sure. It's got a whole lot going on underground.
This is literally right across the river from the old archway. So yeah, man, I wouldn't doubt it. I would, if I had my boots, man, I definitely would have gotten some real trouble today. But oh man, I'm going over here. I don't care if anyone's listening from the Ware hotline. I'm going there. I'm going to this spot right here where this brick is, and I'm going to sit there and take a picture.
Now, what do they use this building for now? Is it still in use or it's abandoned?
This one here on the left looked pretty abandoned to me. The one that was on the right, not so much. So a lot of them are abandoned.
Yeah.
Where were we? I think we were right around here, right? Yeah. Yes, with the triple spires. Yes. Just crazy, you got your copper, it's gold plated. What do you think was going on? You think they're just doing that because they got money? Like, maybe, but I don't think so. Like you said, Jen, look at how they got like the black bricks on top. So when it started dripping, you get that black effect, perhaps. If the melting came from the top, which poses another question. Why would a building be melting from the top,
Well, if the heat makes it all the way up to the top and then it starts to melt down, and it's a different material than the brick itself.
Well, no.
There are ones that do arc over. They seem to start up the bottom, they arc around and come up to the top and start melting downwards as well. I've seen that.
Yes. I've seen that as well. I've just seen a lot of examples where there's like some just random uh like burnt stuff up here and the rest of the building's 100% fine. It's just very strange how that
Or
happens.
that one church when we first started this journey, you had that one church up where it had all the popcorn bricks coming out.
Oh, it's a classic. Yes.
Yeah, and so we never even noticed it before because we didn't even know what we were looking at. But there's a structure that's still intact and may be still in use, maybe for some services or whatever. I don't know. But clearly historical site. And it's got the balloon bricks coming right out of the regular brick. And no, they're not going to build a church like that that has all these balloon bricks sticking out of it.
Yeah. It's very crazy. And just look how it goes down a whole nother story, you know, like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah, these giant wooden doors.
Somebody was busting out mad brick back in the day.
Dude, right. That's what I'm
Brick was
saying.
like crack. Everybody had it. Everybody wanted it. Everybody used it.
All right. People are like itching the back of their neck, like, yo, you got that red brick, man?
Oh, I need some red brick.
Right. Feeling a little low. You got some bricks?
I need to build myself up. Give me some brick. Yeah, that wall's all muffed up.
Yeah. I thought you'd enjoy that picture. And it just like turn into one, you know? Like perfectly. Perfectly.
And this is what you see at the ancient sites. You'll see a seam come together with another wall, and they'll say, oh, how did they do this beveled curve and all this stuff? No, it's the brick that melted together. That's what's going on. It melts together. Just like those ones down there.
And look at these ones starting to get all muffed, you know?
Yeah, they're starting to look like what looks like below them. Now you'll see this pattern, this molding pattern going around. People think, oh, they just put this molding in down the bottom and that's why it looks like that. And then they started this new stuff up here. No, it's the heat rising up.
Yes. This little building here, I walked by it twice. And I didn't really think too much of it. And then I saw this and I was like, oh boy. I was like, that's kind of
a nice one. I like that.
All gears like in a watch or something, dude. It's crazy.
It is, dude. It is. But look, even still, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 circles going around a main circle with a ball.
Right, dude. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Like a little seahorse over here too. Like it ain't shit.
I wonder what's going on under that roofing there, that black roofing. What we're not seeing up in those A-frames and stuff.
I don't know.
Oh, look at that. That's devastated.
This is on the other side of the bridge where the factories were. Yes. Yeah, dude. Just completely done. Done. If people can't tell me that this right here is not part of this, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And all the rocks in the water. That's whatever. I don't know why there's only 2 stories to this building now, but I speculate that they were just as high as the factory across the street. You know, not just 2 stories, with one of them being 100% below the ground level.
And what was this thing called? It was a mill or something? What's it do? What was it for?
I don't even know. It was cold. I didn't really stick around to get stories today. I kind of just
find a way into this place.
Yeah, well, no, this is on the other side. This is where Country Bank's headquarters are, supposedly. I don't know. The banks took the building over, so I won't be able to have any fun in there. But the other buildings across the street, like I said, for the most part, seemed pretty abandoned, and the gate didn't seem like it was that crazy. So we're going to definitely make our way back there. And just look at the big stone wall on the other side of everything. You know?
Yeah.
Very interesting. What is this? Oh my God, this got uploaded? I didn't know this got uploaded. Check this out, Jen. People call these property lines. Oh my God, I didn't even see this. Look at this, Jen.
Dude,
Look at that.
The marks, dude.
They're everywhere, dude.
Things. You're gonna have to start a folder with just these markings in them and see if we can figure out what they're all about. Because it seems to be just up in your area.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. And like people call stuff like this property lines, you know, or whatever. Like check this little clip out. Let me turn it down because I know there's no volume on your end anyways, but it bleeds through. People call this shit like, oh, that's just the property lines. I'm like, get the brother, man.
Look at
Bro,
that.
I don't. Right, yo, like what the fuck is
That's so
that?
melted. So melted.
Drive by this every single day, Jen, and I'm just
Oh,
like,
they're going to tell you that they're drill marks. People
yeah.
drilled down and they broke off this rock and all this stuff.
Oh, I'm
It's
like,
just erosion, Steve.
and then what? It turned into all this? Give me a break, dude. Where's that Kit Kat bar? I need a break.
Yeah,
That's crazy, man.
muffed
And the
up
one,
Kit Kat.
look at, and the one right across the street here is even crazier. Oh, maybe that was a different spot. Whatever. But still, look at the quote unquote property line. You know,
Wow, it's
that's
haggard looking.
that, dude. It's crazy. I'm like property line, and the thing is, they call these property lines. Well, not really this here on the screen. This is just a rock that happened. Oh, yes, it is right here. This is what I drive by every day. A big ass. Look at that, dude.
Look at
There's
the brick
bricks underneath it.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Somebody just got in there and just didn't have nothing better to do. Started sticking rocks under there.
Literally. But like this is what I was kind of focused on. The people see these all throughout New England and they call them historic property lines. I'm not saying these are not like of historic value, but if they're going up and down the entirety of the street, at what point do you say, was this just one giant property
Yeah.
or you know what I'm saying?
One giant
It's not
building.
even it's not exactly, dude. It's not even one street. It's like I'll see an entire like half of a town and all the way down one side of the road is just these effed up looking rocks everywhere or bricks or whatever these are. Just like everywhere, you know? Throughout. Like mostly these right here. You can't get enough of this. This is all I see. If I had a nickel for every one of these I saw, Jen, oh, we'd be doing live streams in a jet right now, you know?
Right?
Oh my gosh. I didn't even know this got uploaded. I'm really happy it did. I'm really
Isn't it
happy it
ironic that they use brick during these riots to throw in the windows and stuff? I just
did. Yeah.
think it's ironic.
Destroy it with itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
crazy. Look at it.
Wow. Happened.
Yeah, this is I don't even know the name of this church, but here, let's take the map, you know. So we were in Ware. So let's zoom out a little and work our way like 20, 30 miles right to good old Springfield. Right to I think we were where the fuck was I? Somewhere over here. Yes, Forest Park, right outside the park. Right outside, just keep that in mind. All this I'm about to show you is outside of the park. When I go into the park is where it gets really effed up. So this is all on the outside. This is a church literally right on the outside because right behind here are the tennis courts to the park. So technically, I think this was maybe the entranceway or the beginning of whatever they call Forest Park because oh my God, I got to go back to Forest Park because I didn't even leave out of the right entrance because the entrance I wanted to leave at had these old buildings, right? And allegedly, not even allegedly, my mom used to go there when she was a kid and she said that's where the zoo originally was and they'd have the lions in there and the bears. I'm looking at these buildings in my head now. I'm like, so if they're building these structures that are completely bricked, may or may not have pillars, they got A-frames, whatever. For bears and tigers and lions, why are we still living in these wooden shacks, man? Like, what is going on, brother?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
madness, man, madness. But look at this building. I don't even know where to start with this. You know, the
Wow.
stonework, the A-frame, the I don't even know if those are bricks, you know, anymore because they just got beat up. Maybe I don't know. This is all one structure.
Wow.
Yeah. This is right on the one of the main roads here in Springfield. Drive by it every day.
Yeah, that could have just been one big door, and they put two doors in there.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You could tell whatever this is, different cut than this.
Yeah,
A lot
yeah,
newer.
a lot newer, a lot
Yep.
newer. Yeah, that could be just that could be brick with the carbon 14 cooked out of it. There, the color all cooked out of it.
Yeah. Wait, I'm about to say, notice how some of them have that like rainbow color to it, you know? Couple purple, yellow, a little blue one, gray. Just
Yeah.
crazy. And look at the geometrics in here. Maybe perhaps they may have built this, because you have an upside down pentagram, you have this, you have a couple flowers of life, and it's all in a circle, and I don't even know where to begin here, dude. I get lost in that, because normally when I go to a local church, it'll just be like a stained glass window, and it's got the little white baby they call it Jesus, and all this nonsense stuff. Not saying that Jesus didn't live, but if he was alive, he lived in Africa, and I don't know many white people in Africa. So
Yeah, is there an age on this church anywhere? The date on it? It looks like it's pretty old, and of course, if it's in the 1800s or before, it looks like it's missing tech up top on them spires. They look pretty bare up there.
I did notice that too, and I think there's a cornerstone I may have taken a picture of. If not, I'd have to go out on a limb and say like 1903 or something like that.
How much you want to bet it had tech on top of all three of those towers, and or even those ones, and they took them down and stuck them in graveyards? Probably not too far from you.
I was about to say, we've probably showcased them plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, like you said, giant doorway. They just added a little shindig, wooden door, brick building. You do the math, people. You do the math.
Mm.
And a pastor came out of here and like greeted me with his little mask on. I was like, here we go. Then he gets in his Dodge Challenger. I'm like, nice. I was like, what a fucking loser, dude.
He's little pimpin'.
That's what I'm saying. And people like start crying on YouTube. Oh, you put your PayPal account in there. I'm like, okay, I'm not driving a Ferrari, preaching to people the fake gospel, like relax. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, right, bro. Yes.
For it.
Yes, Jen, this made me laugh. 1928 made me laugh. Yeah. Made me laugh, I don't even think they found this in 1928. They probably found it
stone looks
well before that. Yeah, this looks like medieval, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. This is crazy. It's a blast of the past kind of day.
That other stone next to it looks like it has engraving in it.
Where?
Scroll back in, directly to the left of that one. Yeah. Okay, no, it's just, I thought it had an eye and some inscription in there, but I guess not. It's just muffed up from the heat.
You never know that he could just put it out.
Everything else is damaged, but that one with the date on it, just looks like so different than the rest of the other stuff around it.
You love that, right?
Yeah. And they probably knocked off that corner there when they were trying to put that in.
Of course. To let you know that they did it. Just like the this little fake whatever here.
That whole centerpiece looks fake, because even those between the three statues is two little niches, and they're bricked off. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like, why would you even have those two little archways there and then have it bricked off?
Even if you look how like old and weared out and dirty these are compared to these. So I feel like besides the statues here, this was probably all hollow, and you just walked under the statues.
Maybe.
And whatever was hanging out in between these little pillars that got bricked off, and for our benefit, they were looking out for us, probably for our benefit.
Nice sigils on their wooden doors there.
Oh, you should see the sigils that are like on shit like this down here, man.
Yeah.
These people, they spare no expense in bowing to their God. Look how crazy that looks, with just like the whatever you call that going all the way up there, the bricks. Crazy. Oh yeah, you're right. Look at those sigils. Those are nasty. Make you want to say a prayer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know who they're trying to make these people out to be either. Like, maybe that's Jesus. This guy wants no part of him. This guy's like, I don't need. It's just weird, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just weird.
And you can't have false idols or make idols or stuff like that. And yet this is what you see all over churches now, is these statues of Mary and Jesus and Joseph and stuff, and all these saints and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, you just got these big ass windows. Those never sat right with me in churches. Oh my God. I walked up to the side of it. Look at this little burnt out looking tech. And it's got this little like crazy A stuff here, or the compass almost. I don't
It
know.
does look like, or the alpha and the omega kind of looks like that A.
Yes. Absolutely.
And then it's got above that A is the two pillars. You just had your arrow on it right there. The two pillars there, those two column looking things.
Yep.
Interesting.
It's an interesting little wall there. This one's kind of trippy when we get in on it, but you got your 1, 2, and in the back you have 3 and 4, and they're definitely missing little spires with balls on top of them for sure.
Yeah,
They look naked.
It does look naked, dude. They took that shit down. Well, the whole place is Baroque. It's not working anymore. Now they're using it as a place of worship to where they can extort money off of people and get, tax exemptions and stuff. And took the stuff down off the top and maybe utilized it somewhere else. Who knows?
Yes. Yeah, the 501c3 broke the backbone of the quote unquote Christian community. I say that lightly, because not everyone who goes to church is a Christian, people. They may think they are, but they're not.
Yeah.
It's interesting little windows here. But yes, look at this little weird symbol.
No, that looks like kind of like the caduceus in a way, like the two snakes winding up there and they meet at the top. And then, that cross with the circle, everybody thinks it's Knights Templar and stuff, but it really has to do with free energy.
Yeah. Well, that's why they've kept the knowledge, those people. And it has that little like fucking thing down here we were looking at yesterday.
Well, look at that one brick sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no big deal. Oh yeah, check this out. Uh-oh. More of those little Tiquitex. You got these two little pillars over here. And look at this little fella.
Oh wow.
I don't even want to know, but
it's a watcher. Watch it.
Like, what's that doing on a Christian church,
Wow, look at that.
Or even anything like this, bro, like that's fucking strange to me, man.
That bird is facing downward. Do you see it's flying down, the bird?
Yeah, Lucifer fell from heaven. That could
and then
be
you
him.
have the crown on one side and then the Pope crown thing on the other.
Well, check out what's in his mouth. Whatever was on the side of the wall there.
Yes.
That little, and notice how you got the crown over here, and it's got the 3 changs, like we were. I was showing Dave the other day from Trinity 4, and the Freemason changs. You got,
and that reminds me of the chains that are now on the Statue of Liberty's feet as well.
Yes.
That weren't there before.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that shit's no bueno.
And like it's got his little 2 fingers down. I think it's just representing, you have as above, so below. I think they're just going below with this.
Yeah, they're like, our dude's downstairs.
Oh, did that say something on it?
I thought it did there on the bottom. I was trying to see. It's like real Celtic looking. I can't really read what that says.
Me neither. No, I'll have to go back and try to get a clearer shot. I bet it's in a different language anyways. We'll have to translate it, but it's very ornate,
Extremely.
Oh, what happened? Not just a little out view of it. And just to give it all away, you got your nice red brick chimney.
Of course, yeah.
You can't not have that. Oh yes, look at these 2 little fellas. Very interesting.
Oh, one's a woman. What's that, Adam and Eve?
I have no idea, man.
And clearly, look, I just want to stop right here. Look at the man, the male statue looks completely different than the female statue. It's got broad shoulders, a straight up and down torso. You look over at the female, she's got softened shoulders, she's got curves, and she's got wide hips like for birthing. So you can clearly see a distinction here. You can see the man legs on the man and the female legs coming up into that hip area where it curves in. So even, like I try to tell with this whole tranny investigation thing, the people who created these statues in the past, and the Greek gods and the Adonises and stuff, created the men with the Adonis belt and the females with the curves.
Right. I mean, even they knew back then. I don't know why everyone's getting all like effed up now. Oh man, look at this. That's beautiful. Klaus Schwab, quote unquote, the Great Reset will lead to transhumanism.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's what you want.
Nice. I mean, I say that and I get made fun of, but Klaus Schwab makes a book and then says that, and it's all good. So, nice. Just thought I'd share that real quick to brighten everyone's day, you know. What'd someone say the other day in a stream? I complain too much. Yeah. We're complaining over here, showing you exactly what the playbook to the end of the world's going to be, but I guess we're just complaining too much.
Your kid's future is transgender bathrooms everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. And we're complaining. Like, y'all going to be complaining a little bit, but whatever. Oh, I was talking before because, in Ware there was a building that had like a plaque on it, you could tell, but there was something missing off the plaque. And I thought there was another building up in Ware like that, but that's actually this building here. This is an elementary school that's about the size of 3 blocks, you know. Giant windows that are supposed to be the basement, giant doors. It's a school, by the way, you know, Forest Park School. Interesting, dude. Right? Look how fucking big that door is for a elementary school kid who's like, you know, 3'1".
And what's going on downstairs? I mean, geez.
So, how many kids go to school in this damn place, man? Look at the size of this door, Jen. You could drive the Humvee right through it. That's crazy, bro. It blew me away, man. And this is what I'm talking about, the plaque. They took something off it. Perhaps a lion or something. That's what I'm thinking.
They took something off there.
Or maybe Zeus's head, because you do have the wreath, the crown. Wreath. Yeah.
The corona.
Exactly.
Wow.
And right across the street, you get this Jewish temple or whatever, you know, the Pantheon of Springfield, I call this place. It's crazy, man.
Wow. It's got
Look at the size of these windows over here, Jen. Who's looking out there? Wow. Holy shit, you know?
The brick looks a little messed up down the bottom there, too.
It's completely annihilated. And the only that's what I'm saying. You gotta go up fucking 20 steps to get to the door here. Imagine that.
Yeah, those steps don't look great at all.
And I've never been in here, but I hear when you go in, it drops down like another floor to the preaching, to like where the dude does the preaching, and you all just sit up around it. It's crazy.
Yeah. And we've already discussed what the dome technology is with the Antiquitech Buildings video. That may have had tech on top of it. It may not have, but still at the same time here, you have the 4 corners to this building and then the dome in the center.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. This building's everything in like reality. Look at that thing, dude. It's like marble or I don't even know.
I know. It might have been copper.
It may have been. It looks like one of those candlepin bowling balls. I don't know if you ever played that, the bowling with the little balls and you have the big pins.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fun bowling. But yeah, look at these windows. And I like I said, something like this, the architect and the artwork of the windows does not even surmise or match the architecture on the outside. Nice Jewish Star of David, good people. Yeah, you look at the stained glass windows and it's like, did a 6-year-old make this crap? You know, it's kind of strange, you know? So I feel like there was nothing in these windows. They were just hollow and it was just an energy input. And you could see how they've restored part of this back wall because look at the cutoff. Burnt, mangled, effed up. But what they did not take care of, Jen, is this one popcorn brick for some reason. They couldn't work around it. Yeah, bro. I don't know. It's fucked up.
Like, we'll just leave this one here, see if anybody can figure it out.
And look at this. This is the I don't know why this is a video, but it's the, you know how they have on the side they got, you know, they give you like the date it was late or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, they decided to give us this one in Hebrew.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wonder what that is.
I assume it's not this, you know. I am 100% sure whatever that says in Hebrew does not say 1937 Barney and Bertha Michelman. That's not even a Jewish name, okay? Like it doesn't even add up to me. Ooh, we'll get back to there in a second. But yeah, I don't think that's 1937. If it is, I just look like a dick, but I don't think it is. I don't know. Mistranslation, perhaps. But so then I took a walk in the park just down the street, and oh man, if I had my hiking gear on and my boots and ready to go, I would have gotten such a better picture of this archway. But this is probably one of the better pictures I got of it. It's just crazy because you have a straight surface of water, and then there's a waterfall with an archway, and it leads up to another flat body of water. It just keeps doing that and doing that. And then it does it where I'm at, because where I was at was another waterfall. And on the other side, there was another archway in the water. It's crazy, Jen.
Wow.
Look at all the bricks, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's at the park where you're supposed to just be feeding the ducks and moving along, you know? And what is this little thing supposed to be, you know?
What is that?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I've always seen it as a kid, but now I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? You know, this is just a little waterfall. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but just Brick City, man.
Yeah, it's all muffed up brick.
Oh, and see, clearly something happened. It enters, it comes down right from this new level, and then it goes into the waterfall. Oh, there's all the duckies I want to take a picture of. Look at them all. Look at all the ducks. It's like 10 degrees outside. Ducks are out. And that's what's coming out of, Jen. Look at that. Look at that.
Wow. Wow, yeah.
Just crazy, dude.
So yeah, there's a lot more going on there. That's really interesting.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm like, let's drain all the water and see what's popping. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, there's probably all kinds of tunnels and shit all under your area everywhere. There's got to be.
Real quick, let's go back to the map real quick. Where are we here? Where is Springfield Community College? That's Springfield College. Oh, I just saw it. Okay, so Springfield Technical College is right here. Allen Street is right here. Okay, so you see how that's somewhat of a distance from State Street to the beginning of the Water Shops Pond down here on Allen Street, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It's a decent distance. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12, about 15, 16 blocks to get there. Apparently, my mother works in a factory right at the base of this here. Apparently, back in the day, and it's still there, there's a tunnel that goes from here all the way to the armory here down on State Street underground. And that's how they would transport their weapons back in the World War II and Civil War and Underground Railroad. Those are just stories, perhaps. But the fact that there is a tunnel that goes from underneath my mom's work and goes under a fucking river and delivers you to the armory like 3 miles away up the hill is crazy. Crazy. You know?
And we don't even know if it's really an armory. If you look at the armory, it was probably previously another building, a different use. You know, they tell us these tunnels were for shelters. They were for transporting armaments and stuff or troops or whatever. But really, they find these tunnels and start realizing that how they go for miles and miles, brick tunnels, okay, guys, and stuff like that, like nice brick tunnels, like we see in England and stuff. Who the fuck's making this shit in the fucking Civil War time, 1700s? Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm saying, like the 17, 18, and the good early part of the 1900s were riddled with nothing but war, famine, death, pestilence, viruses, allegedly, you know, and great stock market depressions, the almost collapse of the dollar, financial, economic lives being turned upside down, and we're gonna put up buildings like you know, like we've been seeing everywhere, and build these canals and brick tunnels and just it doesn't add up, people, and then tear them all down, you know, for the most part. Just very crazy to me. I think we got a couple more images here of this little under archway. And Yeah, just like this little random little. I don't know if you can see that. This is all brick, Jen, in the middle of the woods. A little
Wow.
brickway. Yeah, they put like a little gated fence over it so you can't walk on it without slipping. Very strange.
Weird. Yeah. Wow.
So this is remember the first image I showed and it had like the circular archway?
This one has
This
a
is
square one.
well, this is the back side of it. This is where it's flat and then it drops down, and then on the other side of this car is the circular archway.
But it looks like there's a little square archway down there. Like
Yes. It
Okay.
falls into the squareway and then it turns in underneath the road, the bridge. It goes for a couple feet and then it comes out of the circular archway. So I got to the other side of the pond there and just wanted to see if I could get a better image of it. I really couldn't, but I came across this weird little thing.
Oh, that looks like a sundial.
Yeah, very strange. It only goes to 5 and 7, but whatever.
That is weird.
That is weird. Thought it was a little strange, and this is what it looks like from the other side. But like I said, if I had my hiking stuff on and not slippers and sweatpants, we would definitely be hanging out on the edge of this little tree limb here, getting a great picture for you guys. But that is soon to come. We got fences to hop, we have trees to hang out on. We got
It
some more.
looks like it would be beautiful in the summertime.
Oh, it always is. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to get out there, pending a Joe Biden dark winter, but we don't really care about that.
65 degrees and sunny here. I don't know what dark winter they're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, just very crazy because, like I said, look at the level, because it comes down a good like 15 feet from where, because as you can see, just 3 pictures back, you could see that the water was almost level with the ground, with where the cars were, and then we go over here and it's a good like 10-15 feet drop, so it's going down and then it's going down, and then as we saw at the pictures prior, it went down a whole nother like 15 feet, so very interesting. So that's it for that round of pictures. I don't know if I have 1 or 2 more little galleries to show. Probably 2. Oh, real quick, this is what I was talking about. Klaus Schwab, Great Reset will lead to transhumanism. Great. Can't wait for that. Oh, did you see this? Did you see this? 2 masks are the new masks.
Oh God, yeah. My neighbor's been wearing a 3-layered mask for like ever already. It's so retarded.
It is. Look at this building, and this is in the park still in the park, people. Apparently this is the dude who founded the park. He found the park. He didn't do anything. He just found it.
And he claimed it as his own, and this was his house.
I think he found this place too because it says erected in 1883. I highly doubt that. Because the chimney, one of the chimneys is a pillar. It's a pillar, Jack.
That proves that technology that I was telling you guys about, and I showed everybody on my video when I was talking about the Mercury arc valves and the pillars and Egyptian pillars and how they incorporated the technology of the Tesla coil and stuff in the pillar, within the architecture itself. Yeah, that's amazing right there, Steve. Well, that's really good. Why would you have a random pillar standing up on top of a fucking roof?
Right. And to expand on what you were just saying there, I was just re-listening to the little chat that Martin Leckie and John Levy did last month or 2 months ago. And they were talking about how maybe these buildings we see that have pillars all along the sides and the front and around the entirety of the structure, maybe that was used as like a force field to try to defend it from like a scorch wave or a wall of water or any sort of like frequency or sound wave, Yeah. Maybe they're a little more advanced like that, perhaps.
Yeah, at least they're starting to see that this is stuff is built into the architecture is the tech. You know what I mean?
Tech's only in the name,
Art, high tech.
It's only in the name, people. And look at the mangling of this little chimney here, just
Yeah,
devastated.
it looks like it's leaning.
Yeah,
It's like
it doesn't it?
turn and melt.
Yeah, another angle of the and it's completely Greco looking too. Interesting, huh?
And now, see, that's what I'm talking about. Is the tech is inside this column. The columns, they always look beautiful and everything. You see rows and rows of columns and all this stuff, standing columns by themselves, no roofs on them, all over the place in Greece and Egypt and stuff. But the tech was within the columns.
Well, you know what I may speculate now. I've never been in here, but I speculate that this may go all the way to the foundation. Maybe
Probably does, because in the pagodas, it goes all the way. The tech that you see on top goes all the way down through the pagoda, right down into the ground.
And look at the ornateness of even just the woodwork on the side. Yeah, very interesting. You want to see a door, Jen? Look at that. That's a fucking door. That's crazy. And you got probably this is where your two bodyguards sat, and they just stuck their big ass heads out the door. What do you want? You know, out the window here. You know.
Right.
Look at this, a whole giant doorway here in the basement, more doors. Look at the stone over here, Jen.
And nobody lives there, right?
Not now. No, of course not. Not now.
It's amazing to me that there's these big, beautiful buildings like this and stuff, and like they're not inhabited by people.
Look what's out in the front yard here. Look at this thing.
Oh, wow.
Look at this thing. And like I said, they took something off of here.
Oh, they
Possibly
sure did.
a little lion face or Zeus's face, or maybe something really bad that was just way too obvious, you know? Because what I thought was kind of obvious were, I don't know, fucking these, dude. Whatever these are. I was like, okay, now I'm all set. Now I'm all set, dude. Look at that.
Really interesting.
So crazy, dude. You could tell missing the other side of it. Just incredible. And look at the little, these are all around the park. All around the park. You got your little pine cone, and it could possibly open up into the lotus flower, you know, the rebirth. And you got these little lions at the bottom, man. It's crazy.
They almost look like the foo dogs too from China. The foo dogs, because they got the chink eyes here, kind of.
Liked it, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so keep that. I don't know. It's just very strange, man, because you got like a building like you know, like this, and you have this little chalice in front, and then literally 25 steps up the hill, man. Well, first of all, look at this. So I run into these two giant structures, and right behind them, I don't find anything like whatever with the flagpole, but it's what the flagpole is on. It's on a completely stone structure. This is the highway over here, so it drops down a good 40 feet. And I was driving on the highway after this. I wanted to take my phone out and take a video, but there wasn't the opportunity didn't arise. It was kind of clusterous on the highway, but it's just there's stones missing. Just very.
No, it's all brick. It's a brick platform, and then you go to of course, it's fenced off, like we see a lot of these things that are down on the ground, and they're very ornate as well, but fenced off like that. And that there could have been an obelisk there at one point, but the flagpole maybe is repurposed as a flagpole. Maybe that thing isn't a flagpole and it has some sort of purpose for the area there for the grid system. But why would they go through all that? You know what I mean?
I mean, that's the only thing this is missing is an obelisk, because we found a house with a pillar, and then our very next picture actually is going to be this crazy looking pillar.
And that's fenced off as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And then right behind here, we'll get here in a minute, guys, but there's a couple of sphinxes here in downtown Springfield, but we'll get into that. Don't worry.
And you know what,
like I said, the only thing missing would be that good old obelisk, and that would complete the Egyptian ritual.
Zoom back into the 4 red pillars. If you just right there is perfect. If you just take that thing right there down and put it in the graveyard and stick a monument, you see those all day long in graveyards, all day long.
That's it. And that's it. Right. and take the pillar off on top and just put that in someone else's little graveyard and call it Winston, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. 1870, I don't believe that, you know? They won't even let you touch this stuff. I
Look
bet
at the
you could.
ground. The
I bet
ground's
you,
all mucked up.
yeah, well, I bet this is still conductive. This is still active, which is why they don't want you touching this. They got this gate above it.
Yeah.
Like I said, if we had the right gear, I would be on the other side of this gate. I would have walked up to the other. I'm going back to all these places. Don't you worry, people. We're going to get some real photographs. This is nothing, you know, compared to what we're going to get.
And that pillar is very similar to the one that was on that roof. And this is the same pillars that we see all over the place.
Yes, it's identical, and it looked like, I can't say, but it looks smooth to the touch. You know, even if it's only been up since 1876, which I doubt. I bet it's been up since like 1576 or whatever was 500 years ago, whatever date that was. You know, I don't know. You know, because I think our timeline, I don't think it's 2021, but for however long this has been up, it's still smooth to the touch. The test of time. It prevails some way, somehow. And there's these little etchings all throughout the on the outside of them in the little middle plaques there. And we'll get into more of those in a second, but this is all marble. Looked like it was smooth to the touch. Just some very interesting little all of them had their left breast out too. I thought that was strange.
Yeah, that is some sort of symbolism there. I've seen even, you know, actresses and stars do that, wear costumes where their one boob's kind of out and stuff.
Yes, I have seen that everywhere. And just a very immense structure too. A good I'm about 6 feet, so I'd say 12 to 15 feet, maybe 15 to 17 feet tall. Yeah.
These plaques may be fillers. This may have been hollow on the inside where the tech was. Those might have been put in later. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, hey, do you remember that were you on the stream the other day when I was telling about that tale where there was a kid who got taught how to play instruments and ended up deceiving the entirety of the residents of the mountain? And this may be a depiction of that, because these kids don't really seem like they're much interested in anything productive, and he's just playing the flute. He's got their attention, and these guys have yet to come along yet. And who's this just hanging out back here, you know? Even though these are just fillers, what's the motivation behind these fillers? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
it's an interesting. No, I didn't hear that part of your live stream, but this is
yeah. Well, you know what you should do? I've only heard that story. Check out the interview that who is it? It was Russian Vids on his channel there, RV Truth. He had that dude from 153 News on, Jason Boss. Yeah, definitely. If you got a couple things to do tomorrow or later tonight, just keep that on in the background. It's more or less just a listening show. Actually, it's all just listening because they just ramble. But oh man, the stuff they get into and the stories they have and the book of Adam and Eve they get in, it's just nuts, dude. Just nuts. Not the book of Genesis. Don't be fooled, people. The book of Adam and Eve, something that clearly is not in the Bible. Clearly. Uh-oh. Going the wrong way. And here we go.
Oh boy, what is this?
Dude,
what the fuck is that?
Dude, it's like China meets Egypt meets Rome, dude.
Dude, yeah, that's bizarre. Got a little bit of everything going on there.
Yeah, man. And look at the detail on this. Look at the freaking claws, man. It's got like little veins going up it. There's little paps on the bottom of it too. I'll get a side view in a second, but look at the bones. Yeah, this could have been just a petrified creature, perhaps, dude. There's a lot of detail here. Look at the paps, Jen. Look at that. Jeez.
That's weird that it has nipples because it looks very masculine to me. Like,
yeah, well, and look at the rib cage.
Oh yeah.
This could have been like a living, breathing creature that just got hit up with a Medusa type of technology or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The guardian just sitting there, guarding that spot or whatever, doing his job, and boom.
And exactly.
Like, oh, where do you think you're going? Oh, and I'm frozen.
Absolutely. Look at the little the ornateness on just the stone around it, you know?
Wow.
Incredible. Incredible stuff. And this was I said to lay here in 1890 or something like that.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Looks like they
Wow.
just took this out of China or something.
That's bizarre. What's it called? Is it a monument or something?
Yeah, for Laura Hill.
Oh, of course. It's a Laura Hill monument. Never mind the columns running along the roof there that look just like the columns that we told you that the energy's in, that their tech is in.
That's what I'm saying, bro. This is crazy.
This is what you find in graveyards everywhere, guys. Weird shit like this.
Get my boots on one day and take a hike up that fence. This is the fence I'm talking about. I'm gonna have to get over one day because I'm hanging out. I want to be up here, man, for a little bit. See what that feels like.
What's this engraving say? To live in hearts.
We leave behind. We leave behind is not to die. I don't know, man. It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, well, what they left behind isn't dying. Look at those fucking columns, guys. That's tech. 6 of them. 3, 6, 9.
Live in hearts we leave behind is not to die. It still doesn't make sense, but
Interesting. Very, very. Look at the ornateness of the gates going down between those arches. Are those gates and stuff back there? Look at that.
yeah, man. And I couldn't get a good picture, but there's a tomb in here, man. I don't think it's Laura Hills.
Shit back in 18 whatever the fuck when they're still mucking around in the muck, right? But they can do this for a dead person.
Saying I'm not doubting it. There could be a dead sarcophagus in there, but I don't think it's Laura Hills. You know what I'm saying? You got these Egyptian joints out here.
Yeah,
and
I don't think
it was like a 8-9 foot long casket, bro. I don't know.
Wow, 8-9 foot long.
Yeah, it should only be like an extra inch or two, for both sides for the padding.
Right.
Right.
I don't know. It was probably something else, some other function to it, and they've turned it into a monument. It's not just a burial chamber, guys. These things are just too overly done, too Baroque. It's just Baroque architecture.
The little hand on the wreath.
Dude, that's nuts.
It's crazy, bro. You got the marble pillars again down here. Just nuts. Ferns, whatever that represents. I don't know, man. Little
this
flowers.
Is all metal workings, guys. This is all metal workings, and this is probably part of the tech itself.
Look at the gate to get into it,
I bet that thing lit up.
Oh, yeah. That's why it's black now. It's burnt out, Jen. Look at the entirety of the structure, guys.
That's insane.
Madness, man. Look at this thing. There's 2 of them. There's 2 of them. One on each side, Jen. Guarding each side.
That's weird. Now, see these little balls on this post right here? They could have lit up as well.
Yeah, well, that's why I feel like they did, and that's why maybe they're black now. Maybe they were like a different color back in the day, and they just
maybe they were white.
Yes, they burnt out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laura Hill, that's for you.
Wow.
Give me a break. This is what they build for the king of China when he dies or something. You know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah. Like Shanghai.
There's something up top there. There's some kind of tech on top there in that dome-looking thing too. I feel there's something going on up there.
But yeah, there definitely was. Look at that thing, dude. Look at what is this, dude? What is this?
Is that looks like Porky Pig?
It's like 2 eyes and horns, dude.
It looks like Porky Pig.
The picture doesn't do it justice.
On his necklace. He's got a cross on his necklace or some sort of a
downer, yeah.
Fleur-de-lis, maybe the 3-pointed thing there. I don't know.
This just freaks me out. There is no reason this should be anywhere in America. I'm just saying.
In a way.
Yeah. Look at this little lampposts.
Yeah, that probably had some free energy pumping through it back in the day. Look at that thing.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy how they make the faces come out of the
knees.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
so crazy, right? I think I got one more series of pictures here. Oh my. Just madness, dude. Walking down the streets, just madness everywhere. Let me see. Yes. And then we got our last 73 pictures. Nice. And this is just, we've seen this before in my town. This is Symphony Hall. You have Symphony Hall, then it's identical building, a City Hall next door, and then a giant clock tower, I guess they can call it, to split it up. It's very interesting. And just look at the ornateness of this. Why is anything like this, or a Sphinx, or anything that resembles Rome, Greece, or Egypt, which are all ancient tales, perhaps, that's what they tell us. They're just tales. Why would anything like that be down here, in New England, unless England never left? Because England, they have, Buckingham Palace and all this crazy stuff that probably holds like years and years of just books and records and technology and all this stuff, Seems like we're just taking in their footsteps by, walking
England, you got England, you got New England, you got York, you got New York, all this stuff. Jersey, New Jersey. It's the same shit. The same bus, same as the old bus. Now, seeing you might be wondering, well, why would they put in all these little niches and all these little lines and all these little bumps coming up the side and everything? Why would they go to this overly ornate on every little edge of this thing and every little line of it and all that? It's because this is the parts that lit up on the building, guys. That's right. They lit up.
Going nuts, dude. All geometric, all the same. Like, there's no way that a series of different men did this, and met in the middle, No.
Imagine the skilled labor that would have took to make even the molds for this stuff, even if it was just molding.
I was gonna say, like, the average pay on this job would have been like top dollar back in the day, because if you make one mistake with the marble or the facade or even the ornateness of whatever you'd even call those that go up and down the A-frame there on the outside that make the free energy, the copper, you make one mistake molding that or pressing that or putting it in, you got to restart.
Can you scroll in on the lower right-hand side?
Yes.
Oh, what is that? It looks like it's damaged there. What is going on? Is that vines growing up the wall?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I was like, wow, what happened there?
That's how old these places are. That nature's starting to reclaim part of it. It's crazy. And look at that. The twin buildings and the spire in the middle. It blows me away.
Yeah, that was definitely a key component on their grid system back in the day. They would not just build twin buildings like that with this huge tower in between. It had functionality for sure for that area.
Yes. And everyone notice how it's gated off over here and gated off over there. And yet you're going to see some pictures that no one's probably seen in 50 years. Check this out in a couple seconds. We've all seen the spire. I just can't get enough, because from ground level, it doesn't look like much, but when you're up there, this little ball, yeah, dude, it's probably the size of like 3 or 4 bowling balls. I'd surmise. Incredible, just incredible. Just an incredible structure. Look at this place, man. Look at that. You got to go up all these steps that are completely different cut from what the building is. Just blows me away. And in the pillars, they cover them in the winter so they don't get damaged or whatever, but my goodness.
So that's netting over them? Is that a netting over them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they're not actually black. They're actually gold.
Oh, wow. And we know how gold plays into this Antiquitech. Wow.
Yeah,
once you know what you're looking at and you understand the technology, you're like, holy crap. It was everything. It was all around us. It built into these buildings. Look at the eye.
This is where it all started, Jen.
Oh, yeah, I remember, Steve. I remember this picture.
I was going to say, we saw this and then we pretty much just no turning back. I was like, I'm sold. I'm like, I found this in my town.
Yeah.
Not some random dude's Facebook page, like I was there. Just very crazy. And so I'm from like below the structure, still behind the gates, and I was like, "What is that, bro?" I was like,
Yeah,
"Is
what is
that?"
wrong?
I was like,
Something's missing from right there. Something's missing. It's probably sitting in your local graveyard.
Well, I don't know, Jen. Just check this out because I'm looking at it. I'm like, that can't be what I think it is. So I hop the fence and I walk up to it. And it's exactly what I think it is,
It's a zodiac,
dude. Yeah. I don't think
dude.
anyone's ever seen this picture in at least 40 years. They've been keeping this
Wow.
place hush hush for a
And you could
while.
tell it was copper too. Look at how green it is.
Jen, that's what I'm saying, bro. This is
Yeah,
probably just the top of something, and below it is a whole nother like pillar or
probably. There's
layer.
probably all kinds of shit under there.
Oh my God. Well,
You could
look at
tell
it.
it comes up.
It's like the president's palace up here. You got like, you could like walk around up here. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't hang out up here. You know, I was looking around for a second. Then I was like, F it. Let's walk up to the door. No one said nothing either. It was crazy. Look how big this doorway is, and look at where the door is. You know, and a human would only come up to here anyways. So
Right.
it's just
Right.
very
And
interesting.
look at the copper. Yeah, look at the copper, the green running down there. Everything was copper. These were self-illuminating, guys.
Yes, I didn't even notice that. Yes, the green on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at this. I don't know. It's not Jesus, and I don't know. There's two kids, so I don't know who this is supposed to be. I
Looks
don't
like it's
know.
got a sword and a book in one hand and a sword in the other, maybe.
Yeah, it's a sword for sure. He's got a cape on. If it's Adam and Eve, it's like a different one from what they've told us, but
Yeah. It's Cain and Abel.
could be, man. I don't know. Could be. Look at this. You got your balances. Looks like a cheeseburger. I don't really know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know what that
Crazy.
one is. It looks like some kind
Yeah.
of down cookie or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It's strange. And look, dude, it's like, I don't know. This is so crazy to me. I've never been up here. I don't think anyone's
So
been
it
up here
connects.
the longest time. Yeah, bro. It's all connected,
It's
Jen.
all- see, guys, because these are interconnecting buildings, and most likely underground, it connects all the way.
Look at the size of this window here.
Wow.
That's crazy stuff. They had the balls to look at this. They had the balls to put 1910 on there. They got the
Yeah.
balls to put 1910. You got the balls to put that on there, but let's go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pictures. Oh, maybe 8 or 9. Let's go back a couple pictures. You have the balls to put 19. Do you think people aren't just gonna look up? Oh, right, because they're not, because they're that stupid
They're
nowadays.
staring at their
But-
phones. They're not going to look up.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And look at this. This is like weird little like Aztec fucking whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
they're actually, it's like Greek key design is what they call that, I think. Greek key
Oh,
design.
everything's Greek around here. Egypt, Greek, Obama. They don't leave me alone.
It's all of it.
It's so strange. And like this one, you could really tell how they all just meet up and there's just one like supercharged one in the center. And that's not by mistake, just like by the oh actually, wow, this place only has one door. The theater next door, which is you know, the other identical building, that's the symphony hall where you'd have like the opera singings and little localized concerts and whatnot. They actually have a door going where all these windows would be, but they're just a slight bit smaller than this door. So just this just signifies this would be the master door, I guess, where the big guy, the head honcho, would walk through.
Mhm.
And like I said, right in between them is this giant structure. And as we saw, if you go up the platform, they're all connected, which leads me to believe they're all connected underground.
Yeah, they have to be for sure.
One would think if I can get from Watershops Pond, you know, and get to the downtown State Street underground in a brick tunnel that I know is alive or that is real. It's my uncle, my mother, everyone that I've known in my family has worked there at one point, and it's real, people, you know. It's very strange. Look at this, you know. Look at the ornateness, just incredible.
Yeah, it's overly done with the moldings, with the like crown molding or whatever you would call that laminate exterior stuff. I mean, they spared no expense, but at the same time, it was all functional.
I was gonna say, I don't even think they spared an expense. I feel
No.
like maybe buildings like this were just like 3D or 4D printed into reality, man.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe like, they had their third eye power fully activated and they just thought it into existence. Who knows? But look at this. This is a bell or something that they're using as a plant pot. I don't know, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, it was copper for sure, and it's laid on brick, and it probably had some other functionality. I think these big bells that they show us, like the Liberty Bell and stuff, had other functions, possibly not just a bell.
Look at these little pillar things. Look like angels with wings.
I was going to say, they do look like angels with wings.
Yeah, I don't know if they're good angels, but it's all good, man. It's whatever. These big whatever. Who's coming out here? Like, oh, let me go out and address the nation. Just incredible. Right across the street, this is the first Congregational Church of Springfield, founded allegedly in 1637.
They got all brick on the ground.
Yeah, the foundation is brick too, so don't let the wooden top deceive you. I'd speculate that underneath this these wooden pillars is a layer of brick going up. I wouldn't doubt it. Just saying, what's next door is a fucking castle, so.
Looks like there's some green up there in the castle turret.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's the
side
whole
of
thing
it. And up here,
wow.
This is probably all electrified. Probably white, 100% white light coming out of it, like we saw in those pictures from.
Now imagine that. Go back to that picture. Okay, so imagine that top tier with the green stuff and the conical roof up top gone. Just imagine it by itself. And we see that a lot. So this is what I'm saying. A lot of these places have had their tech taken out of them or repurposed or put sound somewhere else or whatever. But this one seems to have some interesting stuff in there. And like you said, Steve, it is open. But, now they probably have a bell in there or some shit like that. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. This is the juvenile court.
Oh.
Right across the street from the brand new MGM casino that they repurposed an old world building to. So
they're self-sustaining, self-illuminating, and part of the free energy grid system that's laid out that it's on. And like you think our buildings today they're wired with wires to bring in the electricity and stuff, where the tech itself was built right into the architecture. The architecture itself is the technology.
Even a building like this just sticks out to me because you clearly see this is supposed to be a giant doorway, which isn't there. I don't know. You got like a copper lined suite up here, man. So what was going on in here? That's what leads me to. I have a question for that. And then the little spire up here just gives it away. Yeah,
and it looks like they cemented some part of it off in there underneath, right underneath the spire around those four edges there. Look like they've been concreted or something, filled in so you don't see the interior.
They must have had to concrete them. Maybe that holds the energy and just turns it off, because I feel like the wood would just crack.
Yeah.
The energy
it could have came later. It could have came like they're hiding something up in there, so they close it off. I see a lot of these monuments, the spire-looking monuments in graveyards, that you could see that later somebody came in and cemented the openings off in between, say, pillars and stuff.
And all these buildings are in a stone throw from each other, right at the center commons there in Springfield. So along with this building, the quote unquote wooden, because it's wooden on the outside, don't mean the foundations aren't laid with brick on the inside. Like, look at the brick, the burnt brick chimney, and then it connects into this crazy looking building, with whatever the fuck these are, Jen.
Wow. And then going up to the peak there, the brickwork's really interesting. It's so beautiful the way it's done up there.
I think I got a better picture in a second. Yeah,
but you can see the heat damage on that wall there going over to the windows. Yeah, you can see where it was traveling to the right. It didn't quite make it over to the windows, it looks.
Yep. You can tell right up there.
Yeah,
very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
that kind of shit out in 18 whatever the fuck.
1637.
Oh, 16. See? Look.
I'm just saying, I mean, if they're going to tell me that this building was built in 1637. Where is it? Right here, you know? And this building just happens to be connected to it. Well, when do you think this building was made?
I
You know?
want to know who owned the brick factories, because where are those heiresses and all this other stuff? You hear about people who run railways and own all these, merchant things and stuff. Who the hell owned all these brick factories? Because clearly they were like running the show.
Madness, dude. Oh, look at this. This is in the middle of
Wow.
of the Rotary.
Look at that. What's on that sign on his neck? Is there a sign on his neck? It looks
Oh,
like
look at that.
gold tech going on there. What's it say,
Yeah.
McKinley?
McKinley, it's got a little pillar. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
No idea who this is, but crazy. Look at that. It's madness. That's so ornate. That's so detailed.
Yeah, dude. That's insane.
And it, like, had writing
that.
on it, but I couldn't really figure it out.
Man, that's
Something.
some old school stuff right there. It says May 25th, 1852. Yeah, that's definitely pre-X Factor stuff.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. Yeah. It has like a whole little crest on it. There's like a train going into a big, I don't know, man, you know? Like, it's like in the 1600s and 1700s, they were already repurposing these buildings with giant archways. So when did they get here? I was talking to someone the other day. We were just driving around, and through like, I think we were in where all those factories were and whatever. And I was like, what do you think was going on? I was like, I want to see what life was like here before these turned into mills. She's like, oh, I bet it was just a tree side or a mountainside just full of trees. I'm like, you are sucking the nut of mainstream everything right now, because I look at this, and this is just telling me that they found these buildings and then just started using them.
But look at this.
And they called them mills, they called them train stations, they called them this and that, but in reality, they might not even know what they were for.
But why would you make a plaque like that, so ornate and perfect, and then slide it in between her breasts and that fucking wall? So she covers it all up and you can't even fucking see it. It doesn't make sense. It's like, was that slid in there later? I don't even know. Like, did they stick that McKinley thing on top and this thing had another purpose? I don't know. It's very questionable, this whole thing.
No, it's just crazy.
But the reason, they're showing you, they have an actual pillar there. Like, what, was he a pillar of society? Or are they showing you that this is a tech that they use?
It's all copper, Jen. It's all green.
Yeah.
All of it.
Just looking at it right there, you can't even see what is in front of her.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know there's a crest in front of her. I had to walk up to it and get on the structure to realize that, Jen. Oh, look at this.
Hidden in plain sight.
Look at this. This is what I was talking about before. I feel like this doorway was always there, but everything in between the doorway and here was just added on because it was just hollow. Yeah. I feel like it must have been, because these are completely different cuts of stone or wood or whatever,
Yeah.
Completely different. Actually, these are wood. Yeah, this is just wood. I could have put this up, Yep. Are you kidding me? Ridiculous. This whole archway was hollowed because it was just
And the top of that archway has those impressed squares in them, the conical squaring in there, and that's for a resident.
Wow. I didn't even notice that.
You see that inside a lot of the interiors of these buildings in the domes.
Look at this thing, though. It's like little Medusa or something up
missing
here.
Something there, it looks like.
Yeah. Another crest where it's gone. It's like got little trumpets. I don't know. This is weird, man. But this is a Mass Mutual Trust Fund building. I don't know. Some bull crap. Mutual Trust.
With those lines, though, those lines going across, that's Tatarian architecture. And those lines going across the face of the building, you see them all over the plane.
All over it. Yes, Northwestern Mutual. Yes, and another crest missing. Very interesting.
Repurposed building. Repurposed.
Yeah, look at like the whatever. I don't even know. Don't even know. Just crazy. Look, I was about to take off and I saw this side of a building here and I was like,
Oh, wow.
okay. I was like, well, what's going on here, bro? So let's go check this out. So I drive up the street and look at this. Look how they spell Young Men's Christian Association. YOVNG. Jen, bro. This is
There's
crazy.
that V. There's that V.
1800, the year or the letter U didn't exist. Come on. I don't buy that, dude.
Mm-mm.
I don't know, man. It's just crazy. Oh, this is actually the building right next to it, but still, giant doorway.
And it looks like you got the
young
windows underground too.
Oh yeah, all the way.
Mhm.
Look at that. Yep, and look at it. It's on a hill, going right down the hill, Jen. And look at that, more of your Tartarian walls.
Yeah,
Completely
yeah,
different
there they are.
building. Completely different building. Yeah, that more crests with nothing on them. Very strange.
Where is the brick factory? That's what I want to know. Now, see, go back to that picture.
Real quick, what I want to mention about all the missing stuff on the crest is that, like, I think they dupe us because they'll show us like little pictures and videos of, cranes being up and people being on the cranes, and they'll be like, "Oh, look, we're erecting this building, or we're constructing this building." But in reality, I think they were just removing some of the telltale signs that this was from another civilization that's not here anymore, and make it more homey and acceptable for the new race of people that they were about to bring in.
Yeah.
Either that or just let the new race of people observe it for what it was, and once their kids are in charge, take down everything and start rewriting the George Mason history books.
Yeah, well, they sent crews of people out to scout out places and refurbish them, bring them up to where people can start rolling in. All right, so these little points all along the roof. Now, why would they do something like that? It's just to make it look nice and cool looking and different. Well, yeah, sure, but it also had functionality. This is the part of the building that was lit up, along with the things going all the way down along the windows there. Coming down that thing right in front of us here. This is, and you'll see this in the pictures that I'm about to present here in a minute with the expositions and world fairs at night in 1895 to 1904.
Yeah, I think look at that. I got a good zoom in picture.
That's just amazing. Amazing. Look at the damage. Look at the damage on the brick around the window. Go back a little. Right there, up there. See that
all the way down
damage?
all the way down the column here. Let me
so
go back to
all right
all
up
the way
that
up.
center part. Yeah, that got hit with the heat right there.
Yeah, all the way
why
up.
would the heat from the grid travel up that particular part? Because the tech is built into the brick of the building all the way to the top. The whole building is tech, but this is the part that started to get the heat damage, and that's where it didn't cook out completely. But yeah, you can see it.
I kind of feel like the whatever caused the great scorch everywhere, I feel like that event was more like maybe not a lightning strike down, but like a lightning strike across the plane, perhaps. Like it was very selective. The buildings it did touch, some of it just left a mark. Maybe it missed some buildings, and some buildings it just completely devastated. So what we're seeing here is maybe just a stretch off of a sub branch of an electrical current vein that just shot up the side of this and just remember that lightning strike we saw like in China or whatever, where it looked like it just hit the building and it just started disintegrating everywhere. Maybe it was something like that, perhaps. I don't know.
It's hard to say. It was definitely a high heat event to fuck that brick up like that.
Yeah. And it was all along the sides. Look at these little like diamonds. Very strange. Very strange.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the entirety of it. Look at the door. They had to put this little thing in here to make you think the door is this big. Look how big the door. Look at these windows. Who's looking out here? Paul Bunyan? Come on. Give me a break, man. It's all on the hill. Look at it come down the hill, Jen. Look at it. And the windows get bigger and bigger and bigger until there's a door. No big deal.
Wow.
This is just up the street. Look at that. Giant door, pillars, apartments now, no big deal. Another one over there.
Wow.
I
That
think
had the
that's,
pillars at the door, the other one.
yes, it did. Another one in a little like half
Oh.
A frame, I guess. Very crazy. Very crazy. But all right, you have some stuff you want to share? Because I have a
Yeah.
couple more things I wanted to get up, but I have to go collect those pictures. So I'll give you the screen, and
You let me know when you can see everything.
it's funny. I could see it now, but I was like, am I looking at my background or is this a picture that's on the screen? But you're good to go. Roll with it.
All right. So, yeah, this is the Palace of Liberal Arts at night at the World's Fair. This one was in 1900, I believe, 1895 to 1900 circa. And yeah, so we were talking about the tops of these buildings and around where the molding is at the very top. See how it's lit here, guys? See how these underbellies are lit on these arches?
Yes.
Even those squares up inside that you saw, the square up inside the arch that we were just looking at one of your buildings, the little squares, they're all lit up and stuff. Yeah. So let me scroll back a little off of this. This is an example of what you're talking about with the brick and the heat and everything. I just came across this picture and had to throw it in here because clearly you can see major heat damage going on here. Now it's a little grainy, but it's brick all the way down and it goes down a lot further. You can see there's a lot of damage down there, and it's electrified. But some of the brick is still, you're able to make out that these are arches and this is red brick, but down here it's all muffed up and the color has changed. Also up here along the top, you can see the damage is a lot worse than this very middle part. And this is what we're talking about. Sometimes the heat's coming from the bottom and the top. It seems to go up and then arc around to the top. And then you'll have these pockets of survival in the center where it seems to be selective that way.
Look at that.
And it goes down far. Whatever's going on in this whole area. God.
That looks like some of the pictures I was showing the other day of the factories in Holyoke. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't so grainy, but you can see what we're saying about the heat damage and how it's selective that way. Here it looks like the brick pretty much smoothed over itself, whereas here you can actually still see the mortar lines. But up here, the color's all cooked out and it's just collapsing away, just like down here where it's all dirt and vitrified now. There's a lot going on underground in that area. Steve, this is for you. These are giant fucking steps. And I said, I have to.
I saw that. I saw that a little while ago, but it's still that's one of my favorite examples. I'm like, so look at the steps on the side for the little humans, and then look at the actual steps for Set or exactly. Whoever, you know what I'm saying? Who's the other guy? Yeah. Anubis, whatever.
And these are clearly steps, guys. They have a flat top surface here. It looks like there was brickwork in here that's been heat damaged. This wall over here too. These are not rice paddies or whatever crops and stuff. This is a cement top, kind of like you would find on a step that we would go up normally. These are definitely 100% steps. Why would anybody of this size build steps like this? Unless they had functionality for something. Something was using those steps.
That's crazy.
All right, here's another World's Fair, 1895.
1895. Wow.
Yes, guys, 1895. Look at this. Look how beautiful it is. They barely got lights anywhere, but yet this World's Fair was able to just illuminate every little nook and cranny of this place. Where are they plugging all this shit in at, and who's making all these extension cords and light bulbs? Because, light bulbs are brand new onto the scene, guys, right? So now suddenly they're manufacturing billions of fucking light bulbs to light up every little thing in these fairs. I mean, these are massive fairgrounds. You guys have all seen how large these fairs were. All right, now this here is a depiction of the fair that we were just looking at. It's not a real picture, but this is the way this person rendering is making this. And clearly this whole tower is self-illuminated. It's all lit up. It's completely 100% lit up. So I found that to be very interesting. How I picked at that. Not like it's a little lit here and there. It's just exuding light, you know? And this is a Sweden building in the World Columbian Fair, the same era, which is the very early 1900s, late 1800s. And I just wanted to point out the tech on top of this building, which they stuck a flag on top of it. But yeah, clearly this is the tech, same as the pagodas that we see in India and stuff, and in China. Same kind of conical tiering there with the they're just busting this stuff out, no problem, right? Okay, so this is inside the exhibition. It says welcome to Tesla here, but actually they're promoting this. Okay, now again, you have the column.
Oh wow. Look at that.
See the column?
With the pillars supporting it.
Column technology. And the column, this got this right here, the same we saw on that guy's roof, right? With a bulb on top that they're saying this is Edison's light bulb. That's what they're promoting this as, Edison's, right? Okay, but look, the whole pillar is illuminated. And we already talked about the pillar technology. So they're showing you right there. I thought that was really interesting. And I got a few other depictions of this thing right here as well. Here's inside at night where it's all lit up. Everything's lit, including that pillar. Look at it. Look at it, guys.
Mackerel.
Yeah, and the light on top's lit as well. So if they wanted to promote Edison's light bulb, why would they stick it all the way on top of a fucking column, like 100 feet up, where nobody can even really see the thing, right? Now, why would they have it all the way up there? It's his first light bulb, supposedly. Okay, here's another example of these fairs lit up at night, guys. I mean, just look at it. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look at how clear that picture is, too. I mean, the photo, a lot of these photos are blowing me away. Their cameras, whatever, they just seem to be tech before its time or something. Here's a night shot of Luna Park in the exhibition, the fairgrounds. In, I think this one's 1904. Again, you have every little nook and cranny of these columns lit up. So that means they would have had to get inside of every one of these little nook and cranny little designs here and light them. No. They're self-illuminating, guys. These are self-illuminating buildings. Okay, this is Dreamland at Night, Coney Island, 1905. Wow. Okay, 1905, guys. Do you see this fucking building? Look at how lit it is. Look at the wattage that's coming off of this thing. I mean, in 1905, they had like massive LED lights and stuff. I mean, come on, look at this. This building is lit. It's completely lit. That's right. There's no big power plant in the background powering all this shit or anything. These are all self-illuminating free energy buildings. That's just unbelievable. It's incredible. Okay, again, here's another example of these little squares or little patterns here lit up and stuff. And again, even on these balls are completely lit right here. This whole thing, it's just lit.
It's just incredible.
It is. It's so incredible, especially for the time.
Yes, I was going to say it's very silly, for people to think that, like I said, in the 18 and 19 and 1700s and whatever, we were riddled with wars, pestilence, you name it, all this stuff, financial crisis, dollar collapses, Great Depressions. And we're going to spend all of our time and money building structures like this on roads that don't even exist yet, when all you have is horses and buggies and sticks and stones and guns that take 30 minutes to reload. Come on.
Yeah, they're gonna, and then just to tear it down in 6 months too. I mean, these are like paved streets, marble buildings, all this crap, self-illuminating buildings, and then they're going home to their muddy roads where their horses are shitting in the streets all day, and they barely got sidewalks, gas lit lanterns and stuff out on the street. You're lucky if you have some electricity somewhere, but it's not like all over. Like these fairgrounds are the size of small neighborhoods. And it's like they're completely lit from head to toe. Somebody was putting in electrical outlets and wiring all that. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? No, it's free energy, and they're showing you that this is what it was. And then they took it all away. Okay, so this picture here, I'm not sure where it is because there wasn't much information on it. It's clearly an amusement park of some sort. There's the roller coaster, but I found it very interesting that whatever this castle thing is here, they put it on what looks to be a melted building, or what they decided to create some sort of a mountaintop castle here that looks like it is incorporated into a melted building. So is this like something hidden in plain sight, or is this them creating some sort of amusement park that's kind of showing you in plain sight of what things are, but you'll never really catch on to it anyway because you're zipping by on the roller coaster.
Wow.
Definitely looks melted building-ish to me. Okay, this is Central Park, but the reason I'm showing this is just to show the very gridded out pattern, circuit board architecture that we live in today. And which is the same stuff that was here when they discovered New York. All this was already here. Most of it.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah. Just like a circuit board, guys. And most likely these lakes here are some sort of cooling ponds. That's why they're there.
Yes.
This, I don't know what it is, but it was so intriguing I had to throw it in here. Besides the circuit board architecture, it looks like this is some sort of a building that may have collapsed in on itself.
Wow, some sort of like tower.
Yeah, it's just so bizarre. It looks like it goes down inward, like a crater.
Or maybe this is just, maybe we're looking at the roof of a building right now in its entirety. Wow.
Yeah, it's very strange. But there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on inside here.
Yeah, and people got to think that, I'm not under the impression that a 5'8" human being made that in his time. Like the things that may have built these structures are rather enormous. So you got to understand, the older the structure is, the bigger these things are according to the Bible. The further back in time you go, the more pure of a bloodline it is to the Nephilim king himself, which would be, a 2-mile high dude. So the older these buildings are, and the more older and quote unquote ancient part of the world these places are, and no wonder these things are made for giants, because these things are, you got to understand that something like this was maybe made by a dude who was, I don't know, like 1,000 feet tall. Dude. I'm just saying, they say these people were as tall as cedar trees. That's big, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot going on within this crater. There's a couple of square entranceways of some sort, look rather large compared to, these small buildings out here. And you take this square here, well, that's pretty big. And there's a lot going on in the interior. This could have been a building that collapsed down on itself, or I don't know what happened here, but definitely something happened.
Yeah, the doorway looks like it's the size of the courtyard there in the building in the bottom right.
Yeah.
Very strange.
So I threw that one in there. And then I have this one, which I thought was pretty interesting. Very keyhole looking with this little center part here. Well, what was in the center here?
It looks like also the power sigil as well.
Yeah, and look, it's gridded out. You can kind of see this whole little grid system within this little island here. I can't really make out what's going on this, but And then over here, you have another little circle thing here. I don't know if there was something supposed to be there, but yes, this is a very interesting little picture. I can't even tell you where it's located. Doha, Qatar. Okay, so this one's in Qatar. It says.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's very component looking on the circuit board here. I thought that was very interesting. And then I think I have this one. This is the Palace of Versailles, the gardens. And you can see that this is a motherboard grid system here, guys. This is all plays a part into the free energy system that was, and the Palace of Versailles itself was a key component to it, which is right here. All these gardens and stuff. When you look at a motherboard or a circuit board, they're usually green.
Well, yes, and even down to the gardens, you're saying they're part of the grid system. And what's his name? John Levy and Martin Leckie, they were alluding to something like that earlier in the stream I was listening to. So it's just funny how you brought that up. Even down to the gardens, it was playing into their old world system, and it probably still is in a way like this if it's still there, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe 100% that some of the stuff is maybe still functional, or they figured out how to get some of it working.
Right, you got a pentagram over there. You got just rays of sun with like an eye in the middle on the right. Very crazy. Very crazy. The cube on the yep. All-seeing eye right on top too. Wow, interesting.
And it goes out once you look at Versailles and follow this line straight down, all the way down through all the other stuff and everything. It all lines up. It's all, it's just one big grid system. Paris and everything is really gridded out. Oh gosh, yeah. This is what I was talking about earlier, Steve.
Look at that. Looks like my arms.
Can you say dude? Yeah, dude, for sure. Oh my God. No way. Yeah, that's a dude. See how the armpits come in here from the arm, Steve, into the chest? Guys have this. This is a classic sign of a guy, besides the whole straight, shoulders squared off with these big man arms and stuff. Yeah, I think she put this dress on on purpose just to see who would notice, because
yeah, well, that's what they do. That's how sick they are. But yeah, I was gonna say, just look how the shoulders, they bowled out and look like little boulders of rocks, like little boulders. Yeah. Yeah,
man, she'd kick your ass.
My ass, but yeah, she would kick somebody
ass.
Did. Yeah.
But that's sexy. This is what's appealing. This is what the symbol looks like. Okay, you like that? You're a faggot. Sorry, you're gay.
She said that's sexy.
Okay, so here we have Gwyneth Paltrow and Cameron over here, Mr. Cameron Diaz, with his huge man arm sticking out like a sore fucking thumb. Hello. Also, the texture of the skin. You could tell he's got male skin. I'm focusing a lot now on the skin texture because it's clearly different. Now, I don't know if Gwyneth Paltrow is a dude or not. I haven't figured that one out, but this is definitely a dude. There's definitely at least one dude in this picture. Again, with the man arms and the man skin, you could just see the skin is male. You right, Steve? Is that not male skin? Look at that.
Yeah, rather grainy. How could I not look? That's the only thing there.
But yeah, she's got very manly looking skin. Her skin is it's not very feminine looking, soft skin. It looks very manly. And here's him getting an award again with his man muscles out, big man hands. Yep, and there's those wrinkles heading in towards the armpit there. You see that a lot. You like that butt? You're gay. And here's Cameron, Mr. Cameron Diaz, flexing for everybody, showing off because everybody thinks he is so hot and they want to get in that. You're gay. Man arms. For sure. And this is just a couple of pictures I had left over from this show. I won't go really too far into it, but here it even says, besides having facial hair, there are structural differences between men's skin and women's skin. Androgenin testosterone stimulation causes an excess an increase in skin thickness, which accounts for why men's skin is about 25% thicker than a woman's skin. In addition to being thicker, a man's skin's texture is tougher. So there's that. Hey, yikes. This is a runway Victoria's Secret model. Yeah. That's a dude. And a really ugly dude at that. And I don't know who this is, but they came up in my pictures and I was like, well, I don't know who this is, but I can tell you right now, it's a fucking dude. There's the man legs. There's the straight up and down torso. There's the Adonis belt peeking out right here and right here with that ugly ass belly button and the man arms. So I don't know who this is, but whoever it is, it's a dude for sure. So there's that. Look at the veins in the arms. Look at that. Now, if you just saw that, you would think well, I mean, there's no junk there, but that's a dude. Am I right?
Yeah, I mean, undeniable.
All right. So, yeah, I think that's all I got on those. Yeah. All right. And that, you got to love it. This is a pagoda. One of my favorite pictures with beautiful tech on top. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful antiqua tech on top of this pagoda. And it looks to me like it's functional and it's in use. This is a very well maintained, beautiful pagoda. And I would not be surprised if that thing is free energy all the way. But yeah, that's all I got. So I'm going to get out of that.
Cool. Yeah, I got some other stuff here that I wanted to show real quick. This is from one of those
For a second, Steve.
Yeah, do your thing. This is from one of those expositions that we were talking about. Just trying to blank real quick and we just refresh everything. Nice. So let's try that again. Go down a couple of pictures here, a couple of posts, blah blah blah. We'll get into that in a second. And it should be right here. Did I just pass it? I did. This is from the Pan American Exposition. This is in Buffalo. And I don't know if you're still watching Ceiling Fan Man, but if they're having structures of the 4 horsemen of the Bible at the Pan American Buffalo Exposition in 1901, maybe it did happen already. And they're celebrating. I don't know. Or they know what's about to happen. I don't know, dude. It blows me away. Brought up just to get put down. Very strange. Very, very strange. One of the most incredible pictures that I've not come across. I've seen this before, but just still, this is one of the top tenors in my opinion. There's no way that even a group of humans over 100-year span could build this. Just incredible. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, essentially. And they're celebrating. Madness.
Good news, my kitty came home.
Kitty came home.
And she's still in heat, so that's a good sign too.
Look at this. This is from the Buffalo Pan American Exposition, 1901.
Wow. Bet that shit lit up all at night. See, now this is what you do. You look for the same picture at night. You look at the night pictures. Just type in the search, your search there, and then put night pictures or night views.
Yeah, I get that. I know all about that. It's just, I'm more focused on, are we like masculating and cementing and celebrating the 4 horsemen in 1901 as if that event has already came and passed?
I don't know, but that flag's Mandela affected.
Is it?
Yeah, the white's under the blue. Should be red under the blue.
Oh, it's Mandela affected. Yes.
Yeah, it's affected for sure.
No, it's still fucked up. This is a real grainy picture. I'm going to skip over that. It's just another view of the horsemen. Just incredible stuff. The archways, the ornateness, the giant doors. just the pillars, just crazy. And like you said, I got the little the lines, the Tartarian lines, and look underneath is like a little archway in the water.
Dude, that looks like your area.
Well, it's Buffalo. It's
That's so crazy.
crazy. Oh, this is the better.
Wow. Look at that.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, that shit all lit up at night, man. I bet that was beautiful. Look at that.
Doorway, dude. That's literally 100-foot
That's
door.
fucking massive.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It's crazy. So that was it for those couple of pictures. Let me bring it up here. I wanted to show you this. This is, what is this? Castle Sinclair. Very, very,
Oh,
definitely not Scottish name at all. But look at that.
look at this.
Devastation. And people, you cannot tell me that this and this are not the same. These are, you can't tell me they're different. It was all one structure. Even
That looks a little bit like,
here.
look, that looks like that church that you had up a while ago. Remember the church that you had that you said the priest came out to talk to you with the mask on?
Yes. This is
That
exactly
looks like
the
that
same
kind of
structure.
stone. And yeah, for sure.
I tell people the crap that I find, it either resembles like Greece, Rome, Egypt, or Scotland. It's crazy.
I bet that whole part next to it, off to the back right-hand side, it was all building as well. Because you can see as you go up out into the water, yeah, dude, you can see underneath that green looks like stacked rock underneath of it. Look at that there. Yes, dude, that was a fucking, all of that was building. All of it was connected. You
But
cannot
yeah,
deny
it's the
it.
same brick pattern.
Yep.
Incredible.
Our continents melted buildings? They very well may be, guys. They very well may be.
Interesting. Look at this.
Oh, this is insane.
This is an astronaut, the world's third oldest astronomical clock.
What?
It's built in 1410, allegedly.
It's got the geometric pattern on the floor as well, just like you would have in the churches and stuff. Wow. Man, that's damaged.
Yeah. It's incredible.
I wonder how much of that part there is original.
Look at that, the angel at the top of everything that literally declares time. Just chilling.
And then the pillar next to it is all white, like cooked out. You can see the porousness in the stone to the right of the circle there on the wall.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Skeleton down here. No big deal. All right. Well, we'll get out of there. Interesting little threads they have. This is crazy, Jen. I don't know if you've ever seen this.
It's the Pentagon.
Sort of.
Fort.
Yes.
Dude, it's a star fort.
It's crazy, dude. Yeah, all the way down.
If that thing was buried up to almost to the top, we'd be like, oh, look, this is just the top of a star fort. But look how far down it goes.
Very interesting. I thought I could translate this, but I'm not too sure where this is. I think it's in Italy. I think this is in Italy somewhere. But look at that. Yeah, you can't miss anything here. Look at all this.
Wow.
Stairs. Just incredible. Wow. Incredible. People in the year, whatever, I don't believe it. They couldn't build this today if they tried. Maybe with a couple 3D printers, but that's about it. And is that all I've got?
Ooh, sorry.
That's all I've got. Cool little picture here with just splitting the two twin column buildings. And
now, what's with this black stuff coming down either side, and how come it doesn't come all the way down the other side? What is that stuff?
This is just a covering. I think they're just it's like it's sort of like they have on the pillars over here on top. I think they're just putting it up there to protect it from winter damage or something, because they weren't on there this summer. And then when I went back in like October, November, I saw them. They were putting them up. They were putting them up.
Now, look, guys, we talk about the tech that's built into these buildings, right? The structural tech of it is Okay, and then you have the pillars, which we told you the pillars hold technology, and they're covering the tops of the pillars. And then on this building, they're covering the four edges of it. So I find that interesting. And maybe because maybe they're still using some of the free energy in this building layout right here, that the wintertime or something, they have to protect certain areas of it, certain part of the technology.
Absolutely.
And the gold, I mean, it's painted with gold. I mean, that's crazy.
Yes, absolutely. And something I want to just show next is just check this out, for instance. You got the Model Ford, or the model, whatever it is, the Ford Model T. 1908. Let's keep that in mind, okay? 1908. Let's keep this in mind, too. The San Francisco earthquake. 1906, 2 years before the Model T, on April 18th. Let's try to keep this in mind. This is San Francisco, April 14th, 1906. 2 years before Model T, and 2 days or 3 days before the alleged earthquake. What are all these? What are all these, Jen?
Oh yeah.
If Model Ts weren't around yet, what exactly are these?
Oh, they're pumping them out, and they look like they're like, in mass production. How well those cars look like they're made as well. So yeah, they're definitely screwing around with the dates. And if you dig hard enough and look hard enough into his story, you find that his story does not match up. Somebody's lying somewhere along the line.
Absolutely.
Look at this shit.
I mean, from what I get out of, no, you go.
These people didn't just make these cars in their garages and stuff. These were being mass produced. That means you have to build a factory, have the metal smelted and all this stuff to make the frameworks for these things. This is mass industrial stuff.
Absolutely. And if I'm not mistaken, the United States inception of San Francisco, I don't think was until like 1850 or 1860. This is only like 30 to 40 years after that. How did all these people get here?
Yeah, and everything's completely built out. You have glass, you have brick, you have interiors, you have rubber on the wheels, you have all the metal on the ground. All the glass that had to be made for doors, doorways, all this stuff, woodworkings, everything. I mean, it's just like, where is it all being made at? They got little China out in the woods somewhere building all this shit, manufacturing it all, bringing it in at night and setting it all up.
Yeah, I don't know what was happening, but just
So wait a minute. Let me tell you one more thing. These trolleys are running on a cable that runs underground. So these aren't even electric on the top where street level. It's all buried underground, the whole length of it, all the way down to that very center spire you see sticking up in the distance is where the turnaround is for the trolleys to come back. So these are all run on cables, all underground, all built underground, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And something that I've kind of gotten from this is all these people kind of just walking in front of the trolley like it ain't nothing. To me, it kind of seems like they know that maybe they got tipped off. Something's about to happen in a couple of days. So like I said, this is only 4 days before the great earthquake that turned everything you see gets turned into rubble pretty much. Because we're going to look at that video in just a second. Just look at all the erratic people walking in front of all the trolleys, the cars, Look at this guy. He doesn't even know what to do with himself here on the left.
Yeah, he's like, oh, snap. Well, the world's going to come to an end in a day anyway.
That's kind of that's the vibe I'm getting from this. These guys it's either they reverse the films and the one I'm going to show next is actually part 1 and this is part 2 where they just brought everyone in a couple of days after they cleaned up the earthquake, or B, they just told the entire population of San Francisco, get ready, shit's about to go down. You can't leave though, and good luck for the next couple of days. And everyone just flooded the streets and just started going nuts, dude. Like this is crazy. Look at these people just crossing the way like there's nothing coming.
Yeah.
Look at this guy waving at the camera like he knows the camera's there. there's very strange things, you know.
Oh,
Like
look at this one coming out. Look, oh my God. And you know what's crazy is that nobody collides with each other. Through this whole film, you would think you would see at least 3 or 4 accidents along the way, maybe some people getting run over, but no, everybody's just going. It's crazy.
It's like even if someone did get hit, they still wouldn't miss a beat because they know what's coming in a couple days. So that's enough of this one here. Let me try to bring this back and we'll go video.
I love looking at this old stuff, man.
Let me see if I can get the one I really want. Uh-oh. That looks like the best we're going to get is a side-by-side. But this is just a couple days later, guys. Just a few days later from the earthquakes and fires. Where'd all the people go? Uh-oh. How'd that happen? How do I make this big again? Yes. Like, look at the complete difference. Like, half the whole city is gone from an earthquake.
Yeah, it's like it got hit with a bomb or something.
Exactly, and there's literally 1/1000th of the amount of people there. They're not acting erratic no more. They're kind of humble and happy they're alive. And what's the trolley doing running 4 days after the world's most devastating earthquake?
And how is it that the streets are clear enough for them to even ride on? If the earthquake is knocking shit down and toppling things over, who was out clearing the streets that quick?
That's what I'm saying. This is only 4 days apart, people. There's like almost nothing left of this whole city. Just incredible. I thought I'd just share that real quick.
Look at that building right there, though, with the dome and the column that you just ended on. Right there.
Yeah,
that sucker.
yeah. You can't miss that, dude.
I didn't get that one.
Very crazy, man. Very crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man. But do you got anything else you want to join? You want to throw in there? 'Cause I've got nothing left.
No, I'm good. I got a lot of stuff out there earlier today, and then the rest of the pictures I had earlier was it.
Nice. Yeah. So with that being said, guys, I think we're just gonna wrap this up. Everyone in the chat, thanks for coming. We had a good time. It's been almost 3 hours already. Wow. I was trying to cut this for like an hour and a half or 2 hours, but you all know how that goes when you share over 500 pictures.
Right?
Oh man. But
just discovering all this stuff, and it's so new, and we can just go and go and go, and before you know it, 3-4 hours goes by, just like our Dante's Inferno expedition.
Oh, what's it, like 10 hours and 3 videos or something?
Yeah, dude, it was a good 9.5 hours for sure.
Wow, incredible stuff. Didn't know I had it in me.
We did it.
Oh man. But all right, guys, everyone in the chat, we appreciate all you guys, all the love all night. It's good having you guys around. Not as much of an audience from last night, but that's okay. Some people don't really, they look at this topic and their shield goes up. So hopefully we can help bring the shield down. The I don't even know what you would call that. The self-prevalence shield, I guess, where a topic scares you and you put the wall up because you don't quite understand it, or the implications you have to subject yourself to changing your core beliefs and surroundings when you see some of these buildings aren't actually what they are. History just gets thrown out.
Exactly.
The George Mason history book gets thrown right out the window.
Yeah.
Some people can't cope with that. They can't even fathom that because they've invested so much into the system of lies, man. It's crazy. But before I go off on a tangent, let's just get out of here. Everyone in the chat, thank you. Jen, thanks for coming.
All right.
And we'll have to do this again sooner than later for sure.
All right. Thank you. I'm out. Thank